Oh, brah.
Hello?
Hey, brah.
Bro, you gotta go down, bro. Stop, bro. You mad?
Hi, guys. Hey, let me be the first to say I'm sorry
Yeah.
and to blame Jeff.
I didn't do anything
Jeff
wrong.
didn't do anything wrong.
Okay,
Jeff did nothing wrong. So this is what Jeff's day
on
was.
time for one.
This is what Jeff's day was like. He was like, here I am, I'm ready.
Mhm.
Jeff was like, I'm ready with everything. I've done
Going about
everything
my
I need
day.
to do.
Yeah.
Yep. And I go, hey, Jeff. And Jeff goes, what's up? And I go, hey, can we move it to 8:30? And Jeff goes like, yeah, I'm an accommodating sort. Sure, man. And I go, all right, cool, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And then I go, bloop, 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 bloop. Do something, bruh. They're very nice. Nice pull on block. Oh, there's so many good pulls to be made. By the way, is this music overbearing?
I feel like it's real loud.
It's pretty loud. And I go, cool. And then I got on Twitter and said, hey, everybody, we're going to be coming at you at 8:30 Central Time. And everyone was like,
You're like, all right.
well,
It's not great,
Yeah,
but all right.
that's fine.
Yeah.
And then I got back here, and Jeff was here, and I was like, cool. And I was like, look, because it's like my mother-in-law's birthday. We're going to go out and eat.
Yeah.
And celebrate.
I was like, that's a good fake excuse.
Yeah. And then we went out with my very real mother-in-law.
Right.
Ate at a very real Mexican restaurant. Actually, I left very, very early into this meal because I had obligations.
Oh,
We smashed the chocolate pinata, and I took off.
Yeah.
There was chocolate
So
pinata.
you were like, instead of doing one thing all in, you were like, I'm gonna split myself up. Is that too real?
That's my life, man. That is my life. I was like, I'll be down there, and I'll say hey, and then I'll run back because we got it. We got it. I was like, it's an hour late, but it's an hour and a half
That's
late.
fine. It's good.
Whatever. Drove back here. Jeff was here. We went upstairs. Like Jeff went upstairs. I was like, cool. Emptying my pockets. Boom, boom, bang, boom. Drove 2 cars so that one of which was borrowed, so that we could do this thing. So I could drive and then my family could come back later. I get out and go plop plop. Both of the copies of our car keys were in my pocket, in addition to the car that I drove that we borrowed. So that means that they were stuck at that restaurant, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then, like, real quick, like it's like that GIF where, like, like Winona Ryder's looking around, and then there's like math problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Winona Ryder's a very smart person who can very, very easily figure out math problems. I feel like you don't do that.
She's a stealer. I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
In Jeff's brain, it goes Winona Ryder, shoplifter / actress.
Yeah. It's true. She's a great shoplifter.
She's
Dracula.
So then I go crap, and I was like, quick. No, I don't know what to. We can't. There's no. And I just got to drive. I got to drive down and drive back, and that's essentially what happened.
I sat alone in his house for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Stared at the wall.
Did you find all the pornography?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's like coming out of that closet. That closet door doesn't even shut.
Yeah.
And you are into some wild stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Anyway.
it's so disarmingly normal. It's mostly like pantsuits.
Enjoy. Yeah, it's just like the Sears catalog,
It's
but like
just
not
a
the
lot of
racy
Sears.
parts. Yeah. Enjoying the untainted air before. Oh, I just realized I lifted that from. That's a point break. It's a point break. Where Gary Busey goes.
Well, it gets into
I
your
was
bloodstream.
doing this before you were when you were still looking at the lingerie section of the Sears catalog. Utah.
2.
Yeah.
2 meatball.
2 meatball
subs.
sandwiches.
2.
And then then he goes to that place and orders it.
We see it.
And I go, cool. And then he gets back to the car and goes, here they are. And I go, why did I watch all of that? And then he
Because
goes,
they were like, we need an obvious. It was like, should we maybe integrate this into the plot a little bit more as to why maybe they're not looking at the door?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be 2 meatball subs,
Yeah.
which is what they were ordering in the writers' room when they were talking about this.
me too. What's up, MM7? Yeah, and they go, and then so that way when you go, how did you miss? Oh, because of the meatball subs. We were there.
I was like, okay, so you kind of handled what was happening to Keanu, and then they get back and he's like, hey, what was going on with that Cadillac out there? He's like, what Cadillac?
Yeah, and he goes,
I was reading fucking Calvin and
out
Hobbes.
loud and chuckling to myself and going, ho ho ho, oh, that Bloom County, I'm a big fan. He said to himself.
It was,
And then Keanu gets back and goes, am I the only cop here? Am I the only FBI agent who cares about anything?
It was like a cool dry run before he like really figured out how to do it right in Speed.
So here's the deal. Like, watch it before. I mean, you can't help but just dive right in.
Let's dive into this the way the movie does, which is within the first 5 seconds, you're like, I'm either gonna love this or I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah. This to like, I'll say, because I was talking about like, trying to establish a through line between like among. That connects all of Kathryn Bigelow's work this year, but like this month, at least these 4 films, there is definitely a through line for me between Near Dark and this.
Yes.
Which is that it gets started and Kathryn Bigelow goes, all right, this fucking van is leaving.
Yeah.
You get off now, or you just stay on it.
But this is
and
the
we're
one
flooring it.
because what did she do between Near Dark and this? Blue Steel.
Was Blue Steel between
I think
them?
so.
Oh yeah, Blue Steel was definitely 80s. Yeah.
It because at least with Near Dark, there's like a somber, almost melancholy, but persistent tone throughout the whole movie, and it's like it is kind of a slow burn.
This movie?
No.
Oh.
Near Dark.
Near Dark.
This movie is like taking 8 grams of cocaine, and then having a meatball sub, and then just surfing.
Yeah.
For like 9 hours.
And Anthony Kiedis is there.
And he shaved sides of his head.
Yeah.
And he looks great.
He looks great. He's great. Gosh, man. I watched it with my brother last night, and I got up and leaned over to clean up some popcorn right when that scene played, and totally missed the guys running into the bank. Well, you and Gary Busey,
you were doing meta-ness too.
You would fit right into the FBI, the LA FBI, the LA FBI, the LA branch of the FBI.
Oh yeah, they're FBI. They're not just cops.
Yeah.
Which makes it even crazier because he's like what? I don't know. Like what is the age?
He's 25.
I know he's 25 in the movie.
Because he says it to that 12-year-old proprietor of that surf shop.
Yeah.
And I go, there's no establishing shot. Is there anyone else here? Does he just run this?
Just, surf
like, yo, bro. And then he goes, okay. Do you want to finish your Pop Rocks? And just.
He looks like the kid from that Rollerblade movie.
He looked like knockoff Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Which is like not fair because that's an entire human being that I just described that way. But like.
Oh, you take that compliment.
It's like Wish.com Leonardo DiCaprio. Like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, that's good.
He gets there like. You go like, it's pretty good.
And then you get him on set. You're like, I don't know. This is gonna go one of 2 ways.
And it was fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
It did go fine.
He's
It's the source, brah. Yeah.
He's sharing the scene with a young Keanu Reeves, and he's not getting acted off the page.
Let's get into it. I need. All right. First of all, this is like
it's
my
the source, brah.
This is like my 10th time seeing this movie.
And
I unabashedly love
this
movie. But it had been a couple of years since I'd seen it, and I forgot within the first 2 minutes, and you talked about it already and posted about it, but, the credits are going, and they're showing surf shots, and all these, it's a beautifully shot film.
Yeah, it really is. That's true.
And then they cut to Keanu Reeves in the rain, in a tight black
Oh
t-shirt.
my gosh, it's crazy.
He's sitting on the hood of a car.
Oh, it's insane.
And they go, Utah! And he looks over, and it's a lot of slow motion in this movie. He looks over, and what does he say?
Nothing. He turns around and goes, does this.
Yeah.
And you go, oh.
And you're like, that
That's
move is like, do you like that?
Yeah.
Because you're going to love this movie.
Yeah.
If you don't like that, you're going to hate this movie.
It's that
move. It's the...
Yeah, and he goes, haw,
Ah.
chaw, but there's no sound. They were going to ADR in a caw, but they didn't.
Yeah, and then what I love, they had to because half this movie is shot at like 36 frames.
It's totally
it's like
ADR.
slightly slow motion,
Yeah.
but they had to dub everything because they couldn't match the lips. It's very weird.
And I love like there's the stuff where here, hold on. I love yeah. There's so much that's
What scene
ADR'd.
is that from? Oh, that's when they. Okay, got it. That's when he goes into the bank.
I guess
and he
he's in
doesn't have a mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite parts of the movie. We'll get there.
We will. But yeah, like there's so many scenes that are like, because you could, and it's like, and it's funny to watch a movie. Well, no, this is 91. Because you watch older movies and you see dubs that don't match, and you go, oh, they didn't know that we were gonna have DVD. They didn't know that we were gonna have VHS. They expected it to be shown on a big screen, and you go home and you don't. And it's like,
But VHS was already
totally.
a thing. Yeah.
I don't know, because there's some times where like
so you're saying you think the dubbing was bad? I didn't think it was bad. I was actually really impressed with the amount of slow motion and slow motion where they actually had someone talking.
Yeah.
Like there's a shot of what's her name, Patty? Who's
Lori Petty?
Lori Petty.
Yeah.
Lori Petty.
I love Lori Petty.
I love Lori Petty. I love her in this movie.
Yes.
I think she's great. But there's one moment when she just goes like this. It's like when they're surfing at night and it's afterward, she just like does a move like this.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like they let the cameras roll.
Yeah, because there's a surfing extra in the background who's like, huh?
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
And it's great.
Super great.
But she talks and they managed to, and it's in slow-mo, but they dubbed it and I was like, they're doing a pretty good, this movie is also brilliantly edited. Like how they maneuver this.
Agreed.
Like you can tell that there's like real surfers doing the surfing and everything, but the way they piece it all together is like enthralling.
Yeah.
Like this really does get your blood pumping.
Yeah.
And it's really, really goddamn dumb.
But
it is so great.
Yeah, it's something. There's a scene. There's a part where Keanu like and you know like look, and wow, it's a lot. This is a lot. This movie's a lot. And I saw it for the first time as an adult.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's very interesting. So we'll get into that. But you're right. The editing, like there was a where like there was like it was like not a close up, but it was like here. There's so much great.
It's a beautiful.
So much great photography in general. Like it looks great in general, and then there's like sea photography, surfing photography, underwater photography, skydiving photography.
Gorgeous skydiving.
One of the best foot chases I've ever seen.
It's one of the coolest.
That shit is amazing.
It's the moment I saw it as a teenager. There are shots when they are running between houses that are burned, that have forever been burned into my brain. I'm like, that's how you do a chase scene. Yeah. Put it on a wide lens and just go. Yeah. Because the way they fly through the houses and how effortless it all looks, it is so, and like the shootout in the house, like it's all great.
It's great. It really is great.
And what I really thought was interesting this time was how to see this level of like testosterone and masculinity in a movie, but through a female director's lens was actually really like this could have been a Michael Bay movie. So it would have been
it's like Proto Bay to me.
It would have been just as dumb, but the fact that but it would have been dumber because she found whether you agree with it or not, I really liked the approach she took to the almost mystical quality of like what they were after and everything. And I really did think, despite his completely bonkers acting in this movie, I liked the relationship because I think Swayze's amazing in this. But I thought the relationship between Bodhi and Utah is really great. Yeah. And by the end of the movie, when he locks him onto his handcuff, and they have that moment,
he goes, "No!"
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah.
And you wouldn't get that in a Michael Bay movie.
No, you wouldn't. And there's what
Bodhi's character in this movie is awesome. It is.
I'm just laughing because his name is Bodhi. His name is Bodhi.
Because when he decides to push it even further, and he's like, "Go to the vaults," And then it turns into a bloodbath, and then that cop pulls a gun. He's already wounded. He points it at him.
yeah.
And the slow-mo shot on Swayze when he realizes the gun's coming up, and he's like, I'm going to have to kill him.
Yeah.
And the look on his face and how he processes it, and then he pulls up the gun. It's sad.
Oh, yeah. And when he kills
sad.
When the other dude gets shot, and he's like, come on, little brother. I'm just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
I straight up, and this is terrible, I teared up.
No, man. Hey, man.
I teared up during this
No,
movie.
dude, look, listen, so did I. And the thing is...
No, you did. Did you?
A little.
Really?
I got emotional, definitely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Because here's the thing. The tears, you got it. You sit
Here we
there.
go.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a whole stream. It's
You
gonna be
vibe with
surfer.
them. You gotta you can't catch it. You can't be above it, can't be below it. You gotta go with it.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal.
All right.
The system out there, the people on their metal caskets. Yeah.
I liked that.
I did.
I liked
Well,
that.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I
yeah.
liked a lot of
I
this
liked
movie. Yeah. It's like, what do you think of Point Break? I'm like, oh, I love it. And they go, what? And I go, no, I really love it. And they go, hold on.
Yeah.
Don't use your hands. I
Oh.
love it. No, it's something. Hold on. When Swayze comes up from behind the desk and the Ronnie mask almost looks damaged, that shot rules. Like when he's been shot already?
Oh, the shot of when he lights the
Oh, that thing.
the gas.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he starts using it as a flamethrower. And they cut to a shot of him in the mask, and he's doing it. I'm like, that is one of the most surreal and oddly beautiful.
Yeah, they hang on
images.
it too because they go, check this out, and you go, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what. It's just
crazy.
It's like weird modern art.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre looking.
Yeah, it's like
and like. You can't read into it because it's this movie.
Right.
But you're like, well, he's burning oil in a Reagan mask. There's something
good.
to that.
Pretty good.
You know?
Yeah, and like you take that still and you go like, oh, is that like that's a music video from some 90s alternative band?
He's like, no, that's Point Break.
Yeah!
That's Point Break.
Get
formerly
on.
called Johnny Utah.
Oh, and then also almost called Riders on the Storm, which I really like.
I like that too. Yeah.
I would
But they
prefer
couldn't
that.
get the song?
Is that true?
Yeah,
What?
the
The Doors.
The Doors, yeah, they couldn't get the song. They wouldn't allow permission to use the song.
They couldn't get it?
Or, I'm sorry.
Is that true?
It's not that they didn't want to use the song, so they felt it was too tangential to like to use that title. That's what it was, yeah.
So they didn't use. They were like,
Point
we're not.
Break's a great title.
Yeah. I mean, it fits it. Yeah, Riders on.
What is wrong with that title?
It does fit it. Well, I'm just saying it fits it.
What are you watching? Point Break.
Yeah. Because
That's a boner.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And it's like, but like if it
Got
was.
strongest Point Breaks out there. That's where they got away.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But if it were called Riders on the Storm and then it were this movie, I'd be like, oh.
Riders on the Storm is too.
It's too badass. It's too like
badass.
and it's too like
too serious. Self-serious.
You go like that's a Jeff Nichols movie.
It is a Jeff Nichols movie. Catch-22. Riders on the Storm.
Is he doing Catch-22?
Mike Nichols?
Yeah. No, Jeff Nichols.
Oh, Jeff Nichols?
Oh yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry. Because they're doing Catch-22 like for TV.
Clooney is.
Oh yes. That's right.
Yeah, I have a trailer out.
It's
It's like Leatherheads. I don't know what his deal.
It looks like Leatherheads.
I don't know what his deal is with like this like 1930s screwball comedy buffoonery.
Yeah.
And he kind of did it with that World War II movie he did, where they steal the artwork.
Yeah.
I just don't. He's such a good director.
He really is.
Like Confessions of a Dangerous
So
Mind
amazing.
and Good Night and Good Luck are so phenomenal. And then he like went on to screwball comedy land. Like, hey, people love this, right? I've only tried it twice and they both failed miserably.
It's weird because that what I can't remember what the heck it's called, the painting one.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't remember, but he got like every. It's kind of like he's like sort of going like, well, I've done a lot of Coen Brothers movies. I'm gonna try to make some Coen Brothers
he did
movies.
Suburbicon and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems like
he desperately wants to find, but he doesn't have. No one does. That's a Coen Brothers thing.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
But that's what he wants to do. Yeah, you're right.
Because the Leatherhead's screwball thing fits right in there with Coen's. Yeah. Like if you didn't know it, you could watch a trailer and be like, is that a Coen?
Yeah.
The painting one could be a Coen. In terms of the cast.
Yeah. He wants to do like that Hudsucker Proxy, type thing.
Yeah.
They should have called it bra.
Yeah, they definitely should have called it bra. I'm sure they, yeah. Bra! Yeah, so, yeah, how do we get into this? So...
Well, can we turn the music down?
Yeah. Let's just,
I need to hear my thoughts when I'm talking about Keanu Reeves acting in this, because that's what I'll be talking about for the majority of this stream. Because one of my favorite, let's use him to get into this.
Okay, so Keanu Reeves exists.
This is
the most Keanu Reeves I've ever seen.
It is. But is this his first movie out of Bill and Ted universe?
So I mean, I think there's like I think there's like My Private Idaho might have been later.
Oh, that's gotta be later.
Yeah, but I think he'd done some indie stuff.
Had he?
I think so. I don't know. We'll fuck it up.
Because there is a moment when he after Petty,
Lori Petty
finds out he's a cop, and she fires a gun at his head.
Yes.
Which was very irresponsible.
Yes.
She runs out of the room half naked.
That's so crazy.
Which was bizarre.
It's great. It's awesome.
And
like, not for the nudity
I mean,
sake.
she looks great, but it's just bizarre to me.
No, I just mean because of the reality of it. Like, I just love it.
Yeah.
She runs out. She's naked. And he's like, whatever. And then like the thing comes off, and I go like, am I about to see his dick? And I go, no, I'm not. And then I go, yeah, I saw a little moments, little pube.
You saw his bush, yeah.
We're doing point break.
Script says, thank you so much, Fire Squad, for those 19 months. Lots of love. Hey, dudes, little anxious about seeing a new doctor tomorrow. But things are working. Fiance are going good. Congratulations again on being engaged. Hope we run into each other game one of these days. Much love to the fam. Thank you so much, my friend. Lots and lots of love. Best with that new doctor.
Much love to the fam. Less than 3.
Lots of love and all the best. I had something in my mouth. That's weird.
Lots of
That's not it. It's an Italian blessing, but I'm not Italian. Lots and lots of love to you and your fiance. Great to see you, my friend. Sorry to interrupt. Thank you, dude. Welcome out.
So she shoots a gun at him. She shoots a gun.
Yeah. Because she's a trained. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah.
Like she has next to him.
She works at a fish and chip stand. Like she doesn't know what she's doing with that gun. She could have, and like the bullet explodes very close to his head.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew what was coming, and I was like, God, that is so irresponsible. Maybe it's just maybe getting older because I was like, that's not cool.
And Keanu Reeves, of course, like you do when you get a gunshot next to your head, he gets up and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah. He's very sleepy.
He's great.
And so she leaves, and then he tries calling her. And this is like one of the moments where I had to stop and rewind it. And I watched it 3 times. Because he calls her on the phone.
I like this part.
And he's like, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you that I was a cop. And he's just like, And then he puts the phone, and this is when it happens. He puts the phone in. He's like, I didn't know this was going to be so hard. So I'm a cop. And like, he just takes a full moment, and he like talks out his inner monologue.
He goes, "Why can't I ever say what I mean?"
Yeah, why can't I ever say?
And I go, "Did you say that
mean?"
part on the message? Because that's good. That's good. You keep that. Tell her that.
I just don't know why. Yeah, why did he do it that way? Why couldn't he even just say, I never know what to say. You know how I really feel or whatever.
Yeah.
Like why he couldn't.
Cha.
It was such a choice, and so bad, like real bad. Because there's a couple of moments where he's he's Keanu, and he's not like he has
Keanu,
whatever, but he has like legit moments in this that are like, oh, that's rough. That is really rough.
Oh,
and it's when he's like looking at the computer, and he's like, I need some info on Lori Petty, and I need, I was like, no, that's not it. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. He goes, definitely.
Dead parents?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so okay, this is a good jumping in point because so here we go. Like let's hear so we jump in, right? We've got we talked about this, but my goodness, sweet mother of mercy, it goes like Point Break. It's cool, and I go, oh, I know where I am. I'm in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice
really
to be back.
Cool.
Nice to be back. And it goes, wah, and then it goes like sensuous, like shots of surfing, and it's just
very
like
sexy,
loving, like
very sexy, very cool.
Down on out, and then like it's raining everywhere.
It's just
and then it cuts to
and he's just sitting
there. chewing on a.
Oh
piece
yeah,
of
that's
dried
the first
mango?
shot. He puts it.
What is it?
No, that's a piece of
Is
gum,
it a
bro.
Pringle? Okay. I thought it was. Yeah, I was like.
Because then I gotta do this.
Because he's sitting there and he's just like very casually kind of like he's just like, oh, you're like, that dude's worked out, and he's just like, and then he goes
Triple tricep.
yeah, and he just goes and then a guy goes, you're the best Utah. That dude like with the
that's what I
timer.
love. He starts off and he shoots all the targets and then
It's cutting back and forth.
And in any other movie, I feel like they'd be like, he misses one, and maybe it's because the target looks like somebody. You know what I mean? Like give him that thing.
Yeah.
No, he kills it all, and then he goes, 100%. You're the best, Utah.
Utah, and he goes, God.
He's like,
and you wow.
100% S rank. Yeah,
he literally
he S ranked all these.
Oh my gosh, like oh my gosh,
And then he goes to the FBI, and he meets John C. McGinley, who is in full asshole mode.
Whoa, and here's the deal.
I was just like, I was waiting for it to be like a Last Action Hero, where I kept waiting for the steam to literally come out of his ears.
Which is amazing. So like, there's so much that like in the first, like literally I paused it probably 10 times in the first like 2 minutes and was like, oh, okay. And then it goes John C. McGinley and I go, oh man, this is going to be great. I wrote that down. I take the skin off my chicken, sir. And he goes, good man. And it's like that whole thing. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
It's just.
Oh, what do they keep calling him at the beginning? A blue flame or a blue? Was it a blue flame? Because Ken's right. It's like he's a crack shot, a star quarterback. His knee implodes at crucial moments.
Yeah. Which one of the trivia things was like, and it it like was like goof. Johnny Utah was an all-star quarterback. He played in the Rose Bowl. I was like, okay, he like won the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
and I was like,
weird.
oh, so he's like,
and he's gonna be
NFL level,
and then he's gonna go undercover.
Yeah, and then exactly, and then he blew out his knee, and then and it says he blew out his knee, but then he's passed the FBI's like rigorous, training.
Oh,
gauntlet.
He passed with flying colors.
Yeah, and then he like learned to surf. And then like skydove, but then like he jumped off a little wall and was like, go, like
yeah.
But like maybe it's the straw that broke the camel's.
He went to law school on a football
scholarship. That's the law school that turns out the like billboard lawyers.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a quarterback. But I'll get a quarter back for you. Just like, what? Call 188 Utah. His name is Johnny Utah, which is ridiculous.
And Keanu was like really liked that. He
No,
was like, because it's like Johnny Unitas, and that's what he liked about it.
What?
And I'm like, yeah, you get it.
That's dumb.
But that's what he liked about it.
But like, that's like saying Brett Favre is like Brett Fraggle, and if your name is Brett. No, see.
Whoa, stop. Is that what the remake is?
Yeah, I hope so.
Brett Fraggle?
Brett Fraggle. Here's the deal. Okay, like we'll get to the part where I like talk about what I really like about this movie. But Johnny in Utah, first of all, his name is Johnny. You don't.
No.
But it's 91 maybe, but no.
It's FBI agent Johnny Utah.
Yeah, FBI, Johnny Utah.
You wouldn't even call action figure. Like, you wouldn't even call an action figure that.
No. Johnny Utah, this is what it is. Johnny Utah, this is the level. This is the level at which Johnny Utah is acceptable.
Yeah.
Johnny Utah, you can call a character Johnny Utah if it is an Indiana Jones parody in Tiny Toon Adventures. That is the only, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's
Ridiculous.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because you go like, oh, Johnny, like some state, which is a cool, Johnny, Arizona, Johnny, and you pick Utah.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. As a joke. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
His name is Johnny Utah. He is son to Mr. and Mrs. Utah. What the
Well, don't unpack it like that.
Okay, all right. Okay.
It's cool. It's a cool name. And people dig it.
He didn't even need a mnemonic to remember that name. Got him. So
we talk about how awesome it is that he learns how both her parents die in a plane crash, and he's like, this is my end. And you remember how he's going to use that end, and he just immediately says to her, yeah, both my parents died in a car crash.
Yeah. And at that moment, I mentally...
That is what he did.
Well, because I mentally paused the movie at that moment and went,
Well, I know. I think I literally paused it and wrote down. Thank you so much for the follow.
I'll tell you this much: the way Lori Petty plays that scene, though,
is fantastic.
Is fantastic.
She's so great.
She made me buy that she hated him,
Yeah.
and then she made me buy into the idea that her parents,
Yeah.
and the death of a person's
And it's like
parents
right there.
isn't in, and that she like I believed all of it, and she was great.
Starting in that scene, she is like carries the movie for me.
Oh, she's
honestly,
fantastic.
she's great. Busey's great.
Busey's awesome.
She
We'll
and
get
Busey,
into Busey.
She and Busey, I'm like, cool. Thank you for doing this because
Yeah.
now I can care about this movie.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Everyone is actually doing wonderful work except for Keanu.
So
And Keanu's doing such bad work that it's amazing.
Well, here. So yeah. So I wrote. I paused the movie and wrote, "Oh, all caps, shit, Keanu, your folks better be dead or else this shit is cold." Because
Yeah.
that is not allowed. I go, whoa. You're kind of no longer the protagonist, man. You go, I know a way in. This is ridiculous.
Oh, and he's like, perfect.
Yeah. He goes, definitely.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, here's a moment where it's like, maybe that's true, so I'm
Yeah.
going to go with it.
Yeah.
And then later she's like, did your parents, she goes right to the heart of it, which is
Yeah.
like she should.
Yeah.
She goes, when you,
You fucker.
yeah, did your
Did you do
parents,
that?
and he goes, my parents, Paul and June,
Utah. Live in Utah.
live in Ohio. They're both quarterbacks.
It's weird.
They're
It's
both
weird.
they're both quarterbacks, but then they're also Supreme Court justices and inline skaters. Don't you have a soul? No, she doesn't.
Ohio,
he
Utah.
He does not have a soul. Do you like Dracula movies?
I like the one starring Keanu Reeves, his other fantastic performance.
Oh man, this is.
Those are the two movies where
I
he's
know.
like, I love Keanu Reeves. I've
Yeah.
defended Keanu Reeves too many times at too many parties.
You're like I've put in my work.
I have. I've always thought he was a great actor.
he knows.
But he is weak in these two movies. He's really weak in Dracula. He's great in this because of how terrible he is.
There's a thing where it is so. This is okay, but there's like a thing where he's so this that at certain points, like you guys kind of go like, oh, that's how he is, and then and there's certain points where it just you go like, oh, it's interesting. Like it's
interesting.
It's like interesting to watch someone
is.
doing that.
It is.
It's interesting to watch someone who was allowed to do that in a major motion picture.
And that's what it is. I feel like he was not protected by Kathryn Bigelow.
Yeah.
Because there are moments where I'm like, you should have cut that out. You shouldn't have left that in. That makes him look terrible.
I mean, I did go. That was the best take, like pretty early.
Yeah.
On. I'm sorry. I was just man. He has a couple scenes that are good. He has scenes that are good. He does
Yeah.
he does good work here.
I mean, when he fires the gun
but
up in
a
the
lot
air,
of it-
like, it's... Like, what were you expecting? It's a silly thing to ask a person to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I felt like that was as good as... It wasn't one of his weak scenes, in my opinion, because it was a stupid thing to ask a person to do.
So you mean well, like they put the script down, and that's a stupid thing to ask someone to do.
Yeah.
Is Point Break. Don't you have a soul? Do you are we voice actors or film actors? Which one do you want to be today?
I want to be a voice actor.
Okay, I'm a film. I am a film and voice actor. Jeff is a film director and film actor.
Oh, I'm not an actor.
Oh, there's
You see my short
there's
films from high school?
there is photographic evidence to the contrary. Nice setup for Hot Fuzz later though. Yeah, that's what they were
Yeah.
doing. You know, they were like, this is gonna be ripe for
Yeah.
someone. This is fertile
yeah.
ground.
And it's amazing, like,
Goodness.
because this movie is just unabashedly, it just is what it is.
It is.
And, like, you'd be like, oh,
Gosh.
you're going to try to critique this movie?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Because guess what? This guy's about to jump out of a plane without a goddamn parachute on, and you're going to love it.
There's just
Which is the moment when I first saw this movie, I was into it because I was like, I've never seen a movie like this. This is
Yeah.
bonkers and crazy,
Yeah.
and they just keep going for
Yeah.
it. And then when they get to the point when they carry him up and he doesn't have a parachute,
Yeah.
I genuinely was like, how are they going to get him out of there?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a parachute. Like, they
Yeah.
really are going to get away. I
Yeah.
really thought that.
Well,
I was like, this is brilliant. And then he looks around. He grabs a gun that is the size of Utah. Like, it's the biggest gun I've ever seen. And he goes like this. He goes, fuck it!
Yeah, he does do that.
And he jumps headfirst out of the plane, and I literally stood up as I was watching it at home, and I went like this. And I think I had an orgasm, and I said,
It's working.
I think this is the greatest action movie I've ever seen in my life, because anybody else would have been like, well, we can't. And they said, we can and we will.
Yeah.
And people will thank us for it.
Yeah, yeah, they will cheer.
And it's truly stunning.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Hey, Ken, had you seen it before, Ken? Was this your first time as well? Because I'll tell you, when that moment came, he goes, and it was is that the moment? That's when Swayze Swayze really did that jump.
No, he did. Yeah, and he did like 55 jumps for this movie.
Yeah, and they were like, "Don't do that, Swayze." And he was
You
like,
couldn't do that
and he
today.
was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Except Tom Cruise is the only person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Swayze tumbles out. He goes, "Hasta la vista, partner," or whatever the fuck he says. Yeah, because they can say anything they want in this movie, anything. And then Keanu.
Well, it's executive produced by James Cameron, so yeah.
And Keanu goes, "Oh," and I go, "He's gonna jump out with a parachute," and I wanted him to.
Yeah!
He goes, "Oh," and I go, "All right."
It's the most
Do it.
insane thing
So-
for a person to do.
That was your first time. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I like when he catches up with Bodhi, and Bodhi is totally unfazed, and they're like, "No, you pull it." Yeah. And
It's great. And you're right, Imbalog. Swayze should have gotten an Oscar nomination. Because, frankly, he is amazing in this movie. How you... Like, when...
I love Patrick Swayze.
I mean, he does something where he is the villain, and that you care about him, and you understand his life philosophy, and you understand the mistakes he's making, and the fact that when he was like, I know how to handle... When they find out he's an FBI agent, and he's like, I know how to handle this guy, he doesn't shove him away.
Yeah.
He brings him in.
Yeah, he does.
And he brings him in because he cares about him.
Yeah, and you go, wow, what an interesting, mystical, in touch with, and he's just like, man, are they even going to be friends? And then he goes, there's still, is it like, does it not even phase him? He's just going to keep it. He's going to make him part of the, what's going to happen? And
He's
he
like,
goes,
we're pushing it
and he
to the
goes,
limit,
and he
bro.
goes, that's amazing. And he's like, oh, that was awesome. And he's like, yeah, it was awesome. Hey, check this out real quick. There's your girlfriend. I tied her up. She's dead.
But I love it how he plays it.
I did, too.
Because he's just
I
like,
did,
nah,
too.
this is going to sting a little bit.
Yeah. It's good.
But maybe we just move it. I just loved how he does it.
Yeah.
Ah.
I like it, yeah. And then he gets it because he goes, I jumped out of an airplane without a parachute, and he catches up to him. And he goes, "Go on, Bodhi, come on, Bodhi," and Bodhi's like,
I like how you're playing Keanu, by the way. Like, your performance is that you are trying to scream while holding in a poop.
I mean, there was a scene early on. I'm gonna lose everything. There's a scene early on where goodness gracious, he is screaming.
Yeah.
At Gary Busey.
Oh yeah, what does he say?
To get him to rile him up.
Yeah.
And you can tell immediately what he's doing.
Because you're like, why is he screaming? He's like, oh, they've already just jumped to this moment where he understands who Busey is.
Right.
So intimately, it's like you're not feeling. You're like,
yeah.
He's just like, I know who. They've known each other for 5 seconds. This is something a cop would do to another cop.
Yeah.
After knowing each other for 6 years.
This is like Murtaugh and Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah.
Maybe. In Lethal Weapon 2, they can do that. Yeah, right at the end of it.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. He goes, yeah, you're right. He's known him for a couple minutes. He's eaten the kolache or whatever the fuck it was, and he's gone and then yeah.
Oh, which by the way, John C. McGinley was, because he was like, we don't like drinking alcohol, no candy or fucking whatever. He was like weird rules.
Yeah, and he goes, yeah,
and he's just like, oh, I love these.
Yeah,
and he's like, fuck you.
Yeah, but it's great. That's a legitimately because he's like, I love these, and he goes, huh. All right. Okay. And then he goes, I don't know how you ended up here. Guess we got a shortage of assholes. And walks off, and Keanu goes, not so far. Yeah. And it's the best line. I just go, oh, yeah, I love it. That's fantastic. That's great. But then shortly thereafter, he meets Gary Busey, who, because I didn't know about this movie, I thought Anthony Kiedis and Flea were in it, and I thought Gary Busey was going to be the bad guy, because he's Gary Busey.
Yeah, which at this time, because had he been in Lethal Weapon at this point? Lethal Weapon's 89, or even earlier, 86.
Gary Busey the bad guy in the first Lethal Weapon?
Oh, is it Lethal Weapon 2? I think it might be 2. Or is it 1?
I can't even remember.
But he, before his accident, he was awesome.
Oh, he's great.
I mean, he's still awesome.
Yeah.
I love Gary Busey.
Yeah.
But he had a severe accident, and but he is so enjoyable.
Totally.
And he is. This
great.
movie frankly would not like, especially their partnership. It would not be as fun as it is,
But
because that character as written could have been like when he. I'm trying to think. Let's use the scene you're talking about as an example. They could have played that as like, I hate you. He's like, are you mad? Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
But he plays it in such a way, like even the first time they meet and he's got his blindfold on. And he's
Welcome
talking
to
all that
SeaWorld.
Yeah, he's talking all that shit, and then he pulls it off, and he's like, ah. And just the way he goes like this.
Yeah.
Welcome to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
He slaps his towel on him, and then he jumps off sideways.
He goes,
I was
"Wow!"
like, got it.
Yeah, because that's it. Well, and the thing is, like, this is truly, to me, this movie, Lori Petty and Gary Busey gave me a chance to love this movie.
Yeah.
Those are the performances in this film that are alive.
Yeah.
To me, and I go, okay, there's the
You
heart.
didn't like
there's
Bodhi?
look, I love Patrick Swayze.
You didn't like him in this, though? I think this is one of
He's-
his best performances.
He does. It's just the character is dumb as fuck. It's just a stupid character.
Why is it stupid?
It's ridiculous.
Why?
It's just.
You're a fucking square, man.
I am a square. I'm part of the system. It's just such a.
They're robbing banks.
I know.
Just so they can live out the
I
life that
no.
they
I
want
oh
to.
I get
They
it.
don't like killing people.
No, I know.
It's just for that next...
They're surf
it's
bank
for that-
robbers.
Do you get it, though?
I think so.
Do you get it, though?
Surf bank robbers, skydiver, thrill seekers. Whoa! Who are that literally that I have. So I go. Yeah, it says.
That was...
Whoa on the desk,
Bizarre.
all caps. What the fuck am I watching? That's like.
That was another Lethal Weapon 2 moment. I was like, you haven't earned that moment.
There's a lot of yes, this is absolutely true, Emblock. There's a lot of weird punch up rewrite vibes in the first 30 minutes or so. It is. It's like they're going Shane Black light. Like they're like, we can Shane Black it. We can Shane Black this. And he goes like, yeah. There's like he goes.
But it works though because like they were like, we need to get the audience on board with their relationship faster.
And they're like, you know, like, cops, they talk crazy, they talk dirty,
and those moments don't work, but they work well enough to where when they finally are just real chummy with each other, it's so good that it's fine.
But it
is rocky.
And they got a couple of them. Like I love the like not so far, like the shortest of assholes. That's a great line. And they have Gary Busey go like, they disappear like a virgin on prom night. They disappear. And I go, all right, man. Like it's just
say that?
Yeah. And I just go like, all right, yep, okay, cool. Like
stop improving, Gary.
No, I don't. Oh, I don't. That's the problem. It doesn't feel improv.
No.
That's always like
Yeah.
And he goes, with terrible buds and borderline non sequiturs, like when the air got dirty or sex got cleaner, which I don't even get. I get it. You don't get that? I get it. Yeah.
Busey is like,
LA.
the air got dirty and the sex got clean. Oh yeah, that does make sense. Like it's
they like clean, safe sex. He's talking about the 70s.
Safe sex.
Yeah. Smog came in the 80s. Safe sex came in the 80s because of, HIV and stuff.
Whoa.
I mean, that's what they're saying.
Well, I mean, this is a serious film. Talking about serious topics.
It's this, yeah. Like
sex got cleaner.
And some dickhead producer's like, this fucking script needs more gags. Love this conversation, Keith. Thanks, Solid Cactus. Fucking Busey's character is eating meatball subs and cracking up at Calvin. No, he's not even cracking up at Calvin and Hobbes. He is announcing that
he's announcing that?
He goes,
he's like, I really like Calvin
and
Hobbes.
Yeah. And I go, I like Calvin and Hobbes.
And guess what?
He's all right. I love Calvin and Hobbes. I don't know that I've ever gone,
But here's the deal.
Get me a meatball sub.
He's so good in this.
He is great.
That I don't care.
No, it's great.
Like I was just like,
he's great. Anytime.
I enjoyed that moment.
100%.
But it's terrible writing. It shouldn't be in the movie. Through sheer performance, though, he makes it work.
Robo Six is like an odd Bane mask for the man behind. It's definitely true. Well, check out the man behind me if you haven't seen it already. He needs a
That
Bane
is
mask.
terrifying.
Yeah, it is horrifying. It's he looks like he's like Prune Face from Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so then early on, they've established like, well, you get Busey. He flips off diving boards and then says stuff like,
he's a renegade.
He totally is.
He's a renegade.
And then Keanu Reeves,
but he's the old renegade.
And Keanu Reeves is the new renegade because they told us so.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, he ate that donut, like
right in his face.
Yeah, right.
He goes, I take the skin off chicken.
And he hated that. Like he was just like this.
He goes, look at this kolache. Yeah, and then he goes, like several seconds. The one thing that was missing was like
overzealous saxophone in the
would've
score. I mean, like, I don't know.
I really like the score to this movie.
It is good.
Yeah,
it is
it's
great.
It's a great
music
score.
is the music is
The
fantastic.
music is.
I don't know
I started listening to it in the car today
Yeah.
because it's just
who did it. Do you know?
Mark Isham, who has done other very big scores. I should probably look him up so I could reference them.
Did he? For some reason, I think that's not the Game of Thrones guy, is it?
I tell you.
Bam, bam, ba, da, da,
But like
bam,
the big action music is awesome.
Foot
but
chase scene
even,
is
like,
incredible.
There's a piece called like Lost in the Desert after when Lori Petty is running up to him after they arrive down on the ground, and
That's
it's a
me.
beautiful.
I was like,
that's what made me tear up. Yeah, that and the ending sequence where I just love. I can't believe you don't like Patrick Swayze's character.
I don't.
I thought through sheer performance, look, I get it's silly, but I was like the dynamic, and he understands the philosophy that they're going for with that character so much that I bought into it completely.
He's doing it. It's just the character is so for lack of a better word, like perfect, you know, that I just go, it's not human. The humanity I get from Lori Petty and Gary Busey, and for me that makes the whole.
But that is his fallibility. I mean, his major flaw is the fact that he doesn't think there's any consequences to his actions.
Well, no, I mean, it's weird. The subscription. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? 29 months, freaking, you crazy bastard. Thank you, dude. Thanks so much, dude, for those 29 months. Lots and lots of love. Hope you guys are doing wonderfully. Look, Swayze. I appreciate Swayze. I love Swayze.
Yeah.
But that character is like, he's like a charismatic cult leader who's not a cult leader, but he's totally fine, but he's a cult leader. And he's whatever, and then he's just like, but then you're like, oh man, like he's robbing banks, but they like make sure to say way up front they never kill anybody. So you go, oh, so they're good guys. And then like later, I mean, they just layer in so much of
but
this.
That's what I like about it. Like, they're not bad guys until they're bad guys because they get too.
And then he's a fucking terrible guy.
Well, only because
I don't like violence. He's like, you're dead. Who cares? You're dead.
Well, that's because his morality got all turned sideways because he was so into pushing things to us as far.
Bodhi's full of shit.
I think he is.
Yeah.
But I also think he believes his own shit. But that's what makes him interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's that thing where it's like, I think he really does love Keanu Reeves as like he's like, I identify with you and I see you.
Yeah.
I see myself in you.
Yeah.
And also I will kill you.
Yeah.
At the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
If you get in my way.
Yeah. He's like,
it's very fascinating.
Here's the thing. It's a movie star performance. It's a very good movie star performance.
I agree with
it's
that.
Patrick Swayze. It's character.
Well,
it's great.
It's not a character piece, but that's why it's so amazing. He's not even the main actor. Like, he's the villain, so he pops up when he needs to pop up.
No. But I mean, I just mean like I think it's a movie star performance. He's a movie star.
Yeah,
Patrick Swayze's great.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze has so much charisma. It's palpable.
What performance of his do you prefer? Just like, what do you think is his best performance?
Ghost.
Yeah, I think I saw Ghost once. I should probably revisit that.
Yeah. But like, I guess what I'm saying is like, I'm comparing like these two like archetypes. They're not even archetypes. They're just like, whoa, these two badasses. Aren't they badass? And I go, okay, movie. And then, but then it's Lori Petty and Gary Busey, and I go, that's where the heart is, and that's where the humanity is. Those are real, lived-in, alive performances that are unpredictable.
Which they call out, which she calls out in particular all the time.
Totally.
She's like, you're not buying into this machismo bullshit, are you?
Yeah, I get you. I just
like, she's hyper aware that it is bullshit. Like, she's like, it's a beautiful idea, but it's also full on ego and you know. But
what I'm saying is that Patrick Swayze, who is dangerously charismatic, weapons grade charismatic.
Oh yeah.
Is just laying that on, and I believe he believes it, and he's there. But it's a movie star performance. Whereas Lori Petty and Gary Busey, I'm like, that's like, I don't know where you're going, and that is a character that on the page was not that good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You guys made that good.
I agree.
Patrick Swayze's kind of playing it like a bad boy but golden boy kind of thing.
But the thing with him is like, he elevates like B material.
He does.
To a he does. It's the same thing with Roadhouse. He is so committed and he's so earnest with like his just like I want to as an actor I want to be the best I can be no matter how goofy the project may be. And Roadhouse is a very goofy movie, but through sheer will of his talent, I feel like he really elevate. Like the only reason there's any type of mystical quality to this, it's not in the right. I mean, it's there in the writing, but like I mean
2 seconds in, they go, "That's Bodhi." They call him Bodhi for Bodhisattva. And I go,
yeah, right. Like they're going for it,
yeah.
but like this movie is like a hammer, so they don't have any subtlety to like deliver that.
Yeah.
But his performance delivers that.
I love Patrick Swayze.
To where I bought into it, where I was just like,
Sure.
I truly believe that his character believes that.
Yeah.
Which makes
Yeah.
his character almost a tragic, if albeit very wrong and selfish,
Sure.
person.
Yeah.
I can understand his philosophy, however flawed it is.
Yeah, and I think he is tremendously charismatic, and I think he plays like I go like, yep, they would follow that dude to the ends of the earth because he's a cult leader. He's a cult leader.
Oh, he is like when
and that is it.
When
And
the
I buy
FBI
that.
show up and they get into the huge foot chase and then they're on the beach later and everyone's like, I am scared, bro.
Yeah.
I
And
do
he's
not
like, no,
like
man.
you're treating this like a game and it's not a game.
Yeah, and he's like, or this is it. This is the system, and we're gonna. And I go like, all right, man, I buy it.
And he gives a charismatic cult speech.
I'm not interested in his character as written as much as I am interested in. I think it's in the character. Look, it's fine. He's not perfect though. He pushed the bank robber harder because he was starting to fray at the edges. I did not understand why he did that. And even at the end when they abandon his dead friend's body, he just takes the money and runs. He's a hypocrite. But I noticed that, and I wrote that down because
He's a hypocrite because he got lost in it.
yeah. And then but yeah, like at the very end, exactly when the dead body's there and they just go and they get the money, they ADR'd like Patrick Swayze going, "We need to bury him," and then the other guy goes, "There's no time." Like that.
Oh, he said that?
100% that's
Oh,
ADR
that's
did it.
bullshit.
And I
wish
like,
they hadn't have said that.
and it's obviously not in there. It's obviously ADR, like the studio or someone
Yeah.
was like, soften him up a little.
Yeah.
Like he's still a good
that's
dude.
a bummer. I didn't pick up on that, but that sucks.
Suggesting Busey's performance is somewhere more grounded. It's not more grounded. It's
just-
less.
it
It's more
is-
alive and more and
Yeah.
less predictable. I like if you gave me a bunch of lines that are spoken by Johnny Utah and Bodhi, I know how they're gonna say them, and I know how I'm gonna feel about him. Lori Petty, I don't.
Yeah.
Lori Petty's fucking alive, and Busey's.
Yeah, Busey's character could have been a completely different character just through sheer performance from what was on the page. You like him instantly, and you understand his identification with Keanu as a like-minded person instantly. Like it's actually quite brilliant in how he's able to just, you like Busey and therefore you like Keanu and you like that relationship almost instantaneously.
And I like it.
And it's not because of Keanu.
Busey. It's 'cause
Yeah,
of
it's
Busey.
not because of Keanu.
It's because I like their relationship. I like the relationships in this movie because of Busey. Like I like the Keanu Busey because of Busey. I like the Keanu Lori Petty because of Lori Petty.
Yeah.
You pinpointed it, and that's exactly. I felt the exact same way. They hold on her in this extreme close where you just see in those blue eyes, and she's just, I mean, everything's playing on her face, and you're seeing her hit. And
it's
affected
crazy.
by everything.
It's
It's great.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
And it's not like
And
she's not mugging. It's
No.
just like boom, 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 and she's hiding shit, but not hiding
it's
shit.
a real
great.
dramatic performance, which is
fantastic.
why this movie is so weird, because she's doing really fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
I think Swayze's doing really fantastic stuff. Busey's doing really fantastic stuff. Fun, but really fantastic. And then Keanu is just adrift.
So
Really left, I really do believe that he just wasn't protected in the edit.
Yeah.
And it could have been really, they just left takes in there that was like, ugh,
Yeah.
that is not good.
Yeah.
And if that's the best they got, then okay, then he really has grown an incredible amount.
Yeah.
Because whatever people say, he's stiff as a board and he's just not that good of an actor. I'm like, I think he can be phenomenal when he's utilized correctly. And I've always enjoyed him. I think there's something about him that I really like.
Must be real. How much better do you think it could have been? I don't know, but there's this moment. Hopefully I didn't miss this point, but how do you two feel about this in terms of evolution of her as a filmmaker? I think we'll get to that.
Yeah,
let's get to that because we're just kind of picking up right now. But that's a good question. You think you shed off that first film vibe? Yeah, I think so technically. But anyway, yeah, like. Yeah, there's just this scene. There's this scene early on where they go, okay, we've established that, like, you know, they've got a relationship because she's gotten frustrated at him, and Keanu's been like, we'll check out the drug car, and he goes, and that makes that scene work. I go, cool.
Yeah.
It's silly, and they're setting it up or whatever, and then they're out there, and then he just comes at him and yells at him with this part of his face, like he goes, yeah. You feeling angry? Yeah, it feels great, doesn't it? Yeah. Are you angry? Yeah, you should be angry. Don't you think it's cool? Are you finally feeling something? Are you feeling something? I'm feeling something. This is what feeling angry feels like. Can you believe it?
That's weird. That's weird what you're doing there.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's one of the craziest scenes in the movie.
And you go.
Because it comes out of nowhere. Like, yeah, they haven't really established not only their relationship, but that, like, that's what Utah is.
Yeah.
And, or, like, to me, I was just like, well, Gary Busey's character is much more crazy overall already within, like, 2 minutes of him being on screen. Because it happens instantly. Yeah. And he's like, and so I was just like, where is this coming from?
No.
He's like, you mad? You angry? He's like, yeah. Yeah, I'm angry.
You angry?
And he bought into it, and like I was like, oh, they're trying to like, okay, like
immediately I go, you're just trying to get a rise at him because this is otherwise.
And I liked that you had all those extras in the background, like other police officers, just like, what the fuck is happening over there?
Hey man, that guy's. Wait, are you okay? That guy's screaming at you with 25% of his face.
He's like, yeah, do we need an ambulance for him?
I can't tell.
Did he get shot with the darts?
You're angry, bro. It's got to go down.
It's
a punch up moment. They could have had Busey be the one to blow up easily. Let's mutually establish our anger. Yeah, well, and the other thing is that like, this is some part of this is directing because it's like.
Yes, it is.
Because I go.
It is.
Because at the end.
And I think it's because he's like of all the actors there, I think Keanu's frankly the least seasoned in terms of dramatic material.
Sure.
And so I think the other people were allowed to. They self-protected their performances a bit more.
And if he really had done basically teen movies and then indies, and this is a big studio film, maybe it works differently. You move quicker on an action film. Maybe like I mean the amount of shit that they had to do in this movie.
It's crazy.
Is insane.
We'll get into
crazy.
We'll have
to
do a whole segment on the skydiving stuff because it is so thrilling. And the fact that they did it.
Yeah.
Like, they really had to do it.
I mean, that's nuts.
And even with the close-ups where you're like, okay, they must have filmed that on the ground. It's so well put together.
Yeah.
Like, the editing in this movie is fucking great.
Because I'm watching it and going like, I guess that's faked, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stunning.
It's stunning.
It's 1991.
It is. It really is.
That skydiving
amazing.
set is fucking breathtaking.
And like with the music on top of it, like
gosh.
that's where they're hitting those like little mystical type moments of like
it's crazy.
when they're just like, this is the cool, like this is the happiest moment of my life or whatever,
Yeah,
it's just
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And it's like shit that they've been saying the whole time where you're like rolling your eyes, but you're not anymore because this is genuinely
is
beautiful.
And I love the contrast of like they already suspect him of being FBI. And so they do the whole pack thing where it's like, no, take my pack, no, take my pack.
And it's like this musical parachutes thing.
And then they all jump out, and then it becomes about none of that.
Yeah.
And they're all together. They're all just the same person in that
like,
moment. And that truly is.
Absolutely.
It gave me goosebumps because I'm like, that really is beautiful.
And that's
like on a deep level, which this movie isn't, but it is in those moments.
It is. It's beauty. It's like, it's religious almost. Like,
yes.
It's this thing where it's like, and he's like, this is as close as you get to God. It's like, it is that is like a thing that is very special about Point Break. Like, lodged in the middle or nestled in the middle of this fucking bonkers ass action movie that's like, that was engineered to take advantage of the extreme sports craze.
Yeah.
Are these moments that I'm like, that's
wow, man. And
It's
that
like
says something, and it comes back at the end, and that is why I love it. That's why.
Yes,
That's what
I think
turns me on.
You
this
and I
movie.
are on the same page.
Yeah.
And I think because that's what to me makes this movie. Like, I think the action is some of the best action ever. Like, it's crazy to me that T2 and this movie, and they were both married at the same time, came out in the same year. Because it's like two of the best action movies, in my opinion, like ever made. But in this case, what elevates
this is
it
the same year as Terminator 2. I forgot about that.
same
year.
T2 came out week 1, and then Point Break came out the next week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they were married.
That's crazy.
And he executive produced Point Break.
Yeah.
And I think had a heavy hand in writing it too, uncredited, is what I read. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But anyways, yeah, it is. That's what elevates this and it gives it a vibe that is just. It's why I've watched it as many times as I because like and this time like and it was like the night swimming when he finally learns how to do it and she's like he's not prepared for this and he's like I think he'll be all right and then he does it and he's so his acting is super cheesy in them. He's like this is the most amazing moment.
But I dig it.
But it's beautiful.
It is.
It's
it really
beautiful.
is. There are these moments that are great. Yeah, it's true. It's and like that skydiving moment like. Stuff like that. There are these moments that I'm just like, oh, that's the like. Remember we were talking like in Near Dark, Tangerine Dream elevates it.
Yes,
that's the Tangerine Dream moment. It's not Tangerine Dream, but it's like this experience makes it go on, and I go, oh, that's undeniable.
Yes, it is undeniable.
It's true.
I mean, it's really beautiful.
And it's not the cinematography skydivers were really well done. I must take it. I got exhausted thinking about how they shot this movie.
Oh, it must have taken
fucking
forever.
Surfing, underwater photography, skydiving photography, that incredible foot race, and then prior to that, this crazy car chase, and then bank heist scenes. I mean, like there's not
so much in it.
There's not a day you look at the call sheet and you go fuck.
This is like cool. This is the centerpiece of any other movie. And there's like 12 of them.
Yeah, and you go like, cool. There's no easy days.
Yeah,
there are no easy days.
No,
and that's why it's like we got to go 2 takes, man.
Okay.
I mean, like,
I bet you're probably.
I mean,
you're
seriously,
there,
it's got to be because, man.
Can I just say one of my favorite Lori Petty moments is when she runs into the first time Johnny Utah meets her, like they run into each other in the surf. And then she's like, what the fuck are you doing out there? And blah, 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 blah. She like drags him out. And then she's like swimming back out and he's like, the name's Johnny Utah. So and then they cut to her and she just goes, who cares?
But I love that. I love that because
it's great.
It's great. And she goes, who cares? And you go, and she does it in this verse. She goes, who cares?
Yeah, she just goes, who cares?
Which is the surf double going, I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Because like,
it's great though.
She just goes, who cares? And I go, yeah. I mean,
I loved it. I mean, if that was actually her.
It could have been. It could have been. But I just was like, the way, I
love the way she said it.
Trying to
she's
sell
like,
that
who cares, man? Like,
yeah. She's like, I go like, oh man, she's gonna kick your ass, man. She's awesome.
One thing I love about the action scenes is how much fascinating there is, which is usually sucks, especially in modern movies. But here,
No, it's great. It's great.
Like it's wonderfully edited.
You do always know. That's great. Yeah, you always know the geography of the scene. You know what's going on. That foot race, man.
Oh my god, that foot race.
Unbelievable.
It's every single time I've seen this movie, I'm just like, that foot race. I'm trying to think.
It's on film.
I know. Like
it's a film camera.
That's what's crazy. Is like they didn't have the small Alexa minis or anything like that. Like that is. And it's on Steadicam.
Yes.
And he's going through like, those like going behind between the buildings was like this big, and I'm like, how?
Let's just talk about that because that whole scene is like breathtaking. I go
so
like,
good.
oh, car chase. This is a pretty cool car chase, and then it's just like, I mean, and like
it's almost like that was the precursor. But it's like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
But we've kind of you've seen your car chases before. Now let's go.
Yeah, they do. There's a scene in.
They go through the backyards and through the buildings, and he jumps. I love just like little things of like, it's very striking to see him in his outfit, which is surreal enough. And he jumps over into a backyard. He like lands his foot in a kiddie pool, and you see like all these little lives that they're just jumping through.
And he clotheslines a lady.
Yeah,
like, I mean it's crazy. And it's
which now I'm thinking about 7. Totally stole that. I mean, it's not something to steal, really.
Bad Boys stole it. There's a scene in Bad Boys that's like the same thing, and it's a great foot race. But I go, a foot chase. But
Yeah.
I go, oh, it's the same fucking thing.
I'm starting to realize that Bad Boys, I think, is stealing everything from other movies because I just I'd never seen Police Story with Jackie Chan.
Oh, no.
They just put it on
I love Bad Boys, but
So do I, but they put it on Criterion Channel, so I only watched the first 20 minutes, and it starts and it just goes.
Yeah.
And in the first 15 minutes,
Jackie Chan.
they're in a favela type thing, and the big moment in the sequence is cars like flying through this. Is it favela or favela?
Favela,
And just destroying this favela
Yeah.
as they go down a hill. And then these two cars come out at the end, which is beat for beat. I'm talking about how they shot it and everything. Is the climax to Bad Boys 2,
which I've not seen, but that's
like
interesting.
to a
yeah,
T.
Yeah.
Which is, I was just like, oh man, they fucking stole that,
Yeah.
like completely,
Yeah.
like color palette and everything.
Really.
Yeah, and the editing style. I was like, wow, that's.
The Hulk has like a favela chase too. The Incredible
it?
Hulk, yeah.
But like, I'm talking about two cars
No,
going
yeah,
through
totally,
a favela.
totally,
It was wild.
Yeah, that's
Anyways.
but yeah, well, and then like it's just like, cause there's a foot chase in Bad Boys 2 where they're running and they like running through like a photo shoot with all these models who are dressed weirdly, and it's like, and then it like lingers on there for a second, and I remember it's very memorable, and then I saw this and I was like, oh, I mean, and like whatever, it's not, maybe people did that before, but this thing is so fucking,
It just handles it
so
so
visceral
well,
and
yeah.
so immediate and so whatever.
You can't own that idea. I mean, it's
But
a
they
foot
do
chase,
it brilliantly.
But they do it great.
And that's what I'm saying is like, oh, cool, Bad Boys 2 like stole it, but they also do it well. So it's fine.
Yeah.
This thing, you go and they go through, and then like she's like runs into a woman and she just throws her like food at them, and he's like, bah! And he goes, goes around the corner. Keanu Reeves comes around, he throws a fucking pit bull at him.
Yeah.
I went, what? Like,
Yeah.
I go, oh, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, he just was like running and he just like didn't have any marbles, didn't have like the go-go gadget car. And he
Yeah.
just goes, he runs around and it just cuts to a split second of him standing there waiting. And he goes, there we go.
Yeah. And he throws
Throws a
a
pit
full
bull
like
at him.
80-pound pit bull
Throws
at
a
him.
dog at
This
him.
is after they pull into a gas station and he lights.
Uses it as a flamethrower.
And he uses that as a
Which is-
flamethrower to destroy the evidence.
But this movie is so...
And you're just like, what? And then Keanu comes out of nowhere, jumps on him. They roll through the
he
fire.
goes to the fire, gets up, he's on fire.
He's on fire.
and I'm like,
And then the foot chase starts.
was that really them? It probably was. Like,
I think it. I
It's-
don't know.
No, but like it, dude. But the thing is, the brilliance of this movie is that it just goes bam, 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 and like he goes, you better go, because he like sprays the guy with gasoline. He's like, you better run, and he's like, oh gosh, and then he goes, and I go, what's he gonna do? And then he like lights the gas, and I go, like, oh, did he have a flamethrower? No, that's the hose. That's the gas hose. And then it just immediately goes, yeah, and it cuts into that just crazy shot of him of and they linger on it,
Yeah.
because they go like, you're gonna remember this, and I go,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and it moves so quickly that I don't have time to go, that's the stupid.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
I've seen enough real life
That's
security
ridiculous.
cam
Yeah.
videos of like things going wrong.
You can't-
You light that up, it's going in the tank.
Yeah,
and
it
you're
doesn't.
dead.
It doesn't shoot out
No.
like a laser focused.
It goes
flamethrower.
inside of it and into the tank below the gas station.
So ridiculous, but amazing. Date for night swimming really captures his senses. Pumper effectively communicates the true bliss one can only feel when they're in absolute love. The day and night shots did stand out a bit, but kind of par for the course. I love when Bodhi locks the door and Utah doesn't even slow down. Yeah, it's so funny. He goes, yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
It is awesome because he stops and then kind of like demurely goes, bloop. And then
Yeah.
and then he go, and I go,
And then he doesn't even break.
I know.
He just goes, "Ugh,
and it
ah,
moves.
ah."
It moves at the speed of thought because
Yeah.
because it happens, and I go, oh, that would stop him. Oh, he did. And he just
And he throws the chair,
through it.
and then like a millisecond later, he throws the chair. He's like, I hope this breaks it, or else I'm gonna just face plant into
Yeah.
this window. Because he goes, whoa, yeah. Very cool.
The editing,
Very cool.
and the editing is great. There are a couple, because I mean that fucking scene, that whole thing is brilliantly edited, and I just love how it chases him, and then I think the camera like comes around a corner and then like and just like
Yeah.
shows it. It's just great. But there's like that where he busts through it goes like I feel like it's like shuts it, running, picks up, smash through. Like it
Yeah.
cuts just a boom. And there's another scene. There's the shootout where they shoot Anthony Kiedis in his Reebok pump.
Yeah.
I know.
No, he shoots himself.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But like, there's this where they're just like boom, 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 and he like, there's a part where he like, where Utah just jumps at a dude, and you go, oh, there's glass behind, and then it just goes, it's like boom, and then it just goes, and he goes through, and I go, whoa, and like that was, I mean, it is edited
Or
for
when he
maximum
gets
impact.
beat that naked lady during the drug.
She kicks the shit out of everybody.
Beats the shit out of him.
I mean, she's like, yeah, she beats his ass, and you go, wow, that was interesting and naked. And then she comes down and starts fucking up other dudes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this lady's freaking, this is amazing. And then she just falls over. And
this is another one of those things.
and the
where-
lawnmower. Like,
Oh my God, the
like,
lawnmower.
yeah,
That was terrifying.
This movie has so much stuff that
The
I
lawnmower.
forgot about a scene
The
where a guy was
lawnmower
shoving his
sequence
face in.
would be another centerpiece for a movie, like a low budget like movie where it's like, yeah, this
know.
is such a terrifying idea.
Yeah.
And the way they do it is so. And like the way they shot it, I was like, is that it? Did they really fucking.
I mean, he's this close to it.
He's so close to it, and that's really him. And I'm like, this is pre CGI. Like, that's a real.
Yeah.
Something's spinning there.
Yeah. Who cares how blunt that is? That thing is going motherfucking fast. That's
Yeah.
a centrifuge. It's crazy.
But you know, talking about
A perspective trick, it might have been. I think you're right.
I don't think it was though. I don't.
I
Think
mean,
they
the
were
way
on
it-
a long lens, they were shooting like this, and
Yeah.
his face was like
I
right
know.
here. It wasn't like down, and then they were shooting in the foreground. It was like on top of him. It was weird.
Yeah.
But talking about her evolution as a filmmaker, real quick, it is interesting to see because with Near Dark and then this one, you can just see like Near Dark is on a technical level, it's beautiful. Like she understands as a storyteller the filmmaking aspect of storytelling.
Yeah.
Like she really
Yeah.
inherently it's in her DNA. And this one, she just ratchets. She understands the action movie
Yeah.
and how to tell a story because it is again beautifully shot, beautifully edited. It is thrillingly put together. I think what took her probably the longest, and again, this is something I identify with, is that I don't think she figured out quite how to work with actors until later on, and I think that's the one thing.
Or she got
that is
better
probably
actors.
or she got better actors. Yeah, but
no, you're right.
no, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It's a little bit of that, but I think she also got more comfortable with actors.
Totally.
And I'll be curious to watch
Strange Days. That's going to be a
Strange
great,
Days
that's an
next week.
interesting bridge, I think.
So I don't know. I'm
don't know
going
what to
in
expect.
cold.
Me
I
too.
don't know what it's about.
too.
I don't know. Is it sci-fi? I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to go in.
Yeah.
Because that's Ray Fiennes, right?
It's Ray Fiennes,
So
baby.
he's-
Angela Bassett.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know. I don't know who else. Fucking Tom Sizemore shows up in this movie and like steals it
Oh
for like
yeah.
for 30 seconds, and I go, shit.
Which is amazing because it's
amazing.
like what the other interesting thing is like this is such a macho movie that it really does take a talented actor to take that type of Tom Sizemore material and deliver it in a way where it's not just like posturing. Like it's just so macho
Oh yeah.
that I was like that could be in a C-level action movie
Yeah.
and be terrible.
Yeah.
But he's so good.
Yeah. That.
He's like, you think I like having my fucking hair
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. It's honestly, I go like, oh, it's Lori Petty and Gary Busey. Tom Sizemore, that might be my favorite performance. It's
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great.
I mean, it's so great. I expected the close up to look really bad, but it didn't. Oh, you're talking about the lawnmower? Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Let's get some. I bet it's the first one with the dog toss. Yeah, I've never seen anyone throw a dog at someone. As soon as he crashes through, the lady starts yelling at him. I know, she starts being it, and like my brain goes, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He's like, she doesn't know. She's like, get out of here.
And to be fair, I think we have a lot of issues with the writing. I think the story's great, and
Yeah.
you
Some
have
of the
to
writing
write-
is good.
and you have to write these action scenes.
Yeah.
And these action scenes are amazing.
They really are.
Like you really have to write these. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Remember in Utah, he's first looking through the window of the house and he sees Kiedis on the bed with his headphones and he's like slamming his fist in the bed and grunting. Yeah.
yeah,
That's great. Yeah. And then it cuts to like, and then he pans over and there's the woman, the silhouette of the woman in the shower. And then like something like it's interesting because like he waits on that too long and then something snaps him out of it. And then later she
the
just
lawnmower
beats the
does,
shit out of
which
it.
is a great
Oh.
little foreshadowing
Yeah,
thing.
totally.
was great.
Absolutely. It was either very dangerous or very tricky shot. Yeah. I was expecting the close-up to look really bad, but it didn't. Yeah, that was bizarre. He kept it throughout. Oh, you're talking about the Keita stuff. I love it.
Did she ever do any music videos? She seems perfect for it. Oh, Bigelow. That's honestly,
yeah.
Near Dark seems like a music video to me.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. I'm just like, this is like a 2-hour music video.
That's why I was surprised to learn that
My
she
wife wants
didn't
you to
come
stay at
from
the
music
Ramada.
videos. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, because she's
Stay
like a
Ramada.
painter. That's one where she really hits her stride. Oh, Strange Days. Sweet. Has some really great performance. That's great. That's great. Did she ever, yeah. Like, that's the one I saw and was like, oh, okay, this is how we got Zero Dark 30. Yeah, nice. The movie was made back when every person male who knew Kung Fu. Well, like, yeah, like, it was funny, too, because, like, and it's so funny because Patrick Swayze is so charismatic and he's such a, you know, great screen presence, and then like he starts fighting and go, oh yeah, he's like, he knows martial arts. He's like a martial artist. Swayze. Yeah, and like a dancer and like a.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Oh, that he knows martial arts.
Like his character.
I mean, like whatever. He's
He's Bodhi and he's Patrick
Eastern,
Swayze,
he's
and you're like,
Eastern.
you've seen Roadhouse already, and you've seen
They're like, yeah, whatever.
like, and you've because Roadhouse is the one where he does the Tai Chi.
I've not seen Roadhouse.
Oh, why aren't we doing a Patrick Swayze month? Because I love him, and he can rip a dude's throat out. Yeah, he rips a dude's throat out in Roadhouse. And then he feels bad about it. Like it's not like he just does it.
Does he try to put it back? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't like violence. Sometimes I have to. This is gonna sting a little.
Warchild used to fuck guys like Swayze. Oh yeah, there's a guy named Warchild.
Yeah. What? Yeah, because someone quoted it earlier. He's like, whoa. What is he? Back off, Warchild. I'm serious. Warchild. Warchild. Oh my goodness. He goes, that's Warchild.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave him. He's like a. Do they call them Nazis?
He goes to call them Nazis. Then he goes, and then there's a nice moment where he's like, it's Warchild or like Leonard, whatever his name is, or something.
Yeah.
He gives it's funny. What's up, Scorp? And he tells Utah Warchild's real name. Exactly, it's some whack shit like Lupton. It is, yeah, exactly. So I wrote those things. I wrote like Bigelow is a quote, "Shut the fuck up and enjoy this," unquote director. Like that's what she just. Yeah. She's just like, come on, like you shut up. It's your fault if you don't like this at this point.
It's sheer visceral filmmaking aesthetic. But I really do. This is a good, interesting script to me. It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
I understand why you're saying it like that. But, like, this is another... Like, we talked about last week how wouldn't it be interesting to do Near Dark as a remake where she remakes it herself as the accomplished filmmaker she is now. I think you could argue... Look, I know they already remade this movie... But I would love to see her redo this movie with where she is now and see what she does. Because I think she could fine tune the mystical aspects of it and the philosophy and everything. Yeah. Even though I think those moments are beautiful in this movie, I think on a cohesive level it would be really cool to see. I think it'd be a heartbreaking, like tragic type film.
Well, I say this cautiously. I'm interested in seeing the remake. Go ahead.
I guess I am too. Mainly just to see.
So like what?
Because I'm like,
what did you do with it?
Yeah.
Did you try to go crazy?
I don't think so.
Because if you
I
did,
think they tried to go serious. What
a disservice.
Exactly. I think that's a lot. Like I think when the trailer came out, I watched it and I was like,
because I don't.
They did that thing where they sucked all the color out of it and they made it super serious. And they tried to up the level of stunts, but I'm like, it's not the stunts, dude. Like the stunts are crazy in this movie, but like, it's how it was all put together. Like it required a talent like Kathryn Bigelow to do it.
Yeah. My only question is, if she's Kathryn Bigelow and she became shorter, would she be Kathryn Small?
Scorp, get out of here. Get out. Go home. You been drinking?
You are home. You are home, Scorp. Gosh, I can't wait to do Face Off. I can't wait to do Face Off.
Oh, Face Waterfalls.
Oh my gosh. I love the 90s because there are things that I genuinely don't understand. Like when people said things in movies in the 90s that I've never heard people say. And I don't know if it's because they said them earlier and I was not old enough. But like Busey walks off and those two dudes, the two like
bad guy cops, not bad guys, just like
Oh yeah,
jerk cops,
the ones that they put on
which
the
is
Night
done.
Watch. Yeah,
which
yeah.
I'll say is done to much more entertaining effect in Bad Boys. They have two cops that they're
a
they
real
have rival cops.
student in Bad Boys
Sure,
I
I've
think
studied at the
at the altar.
of Bay.
I don't think I've seen Bad Boys in its entirety. Only Bad Boys 2. And I know Bad Boys 3
Bad
is
Boys is
shooting
great.
right now, but
Oh my
what
gosh.
is it? Is it Bay? Is Michael Bay
Is it Worst
doing
Boys?
Bad Boys 3?
Why not,
Because I know it's been like through a shitload of directors.
Bad bras. But
Yeah, what do they say?
oh yeah, he walks off and they go, what's his name? Pappas. They go, Pappas. What a hard on. And I'm like, I've never heard anyone.
Oh, I've said that.
Really?
Yeah, I've actually said that.
Because you saw it in movies.
yeah,
Because like, it's like the
I
weirdest.
usually throw an F word in front of it to like accentuate the hard-on aspect.
Well, you're the one, then. That's awesome.
Because it's a silly thing to
It's
say.
a weird thing to say.
It's like it's a fucking hard-on.
That guy, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I could say he's a real hard-on.
Yeah.
It seems really weird without an
Yeah.
F word in front of it.
I mean, hard on is a weird thing to say. Like, no one. I mean, I guess we don't. No one really. You never like.
But then have you ever called a person you're just a fucking penis?
No.
Oh, I have.
Okay. All right.
About you.
I get
Many
it.
times.
That is. I mean,
Tonight.
that's. Okay.
You walked out the door.
Yep.
Said, this fucking penis.
Yeah. You had 40 minutes. You said it a lot. Hold on. Back off, Yeah.
And can we just talk about his hair for 2
Oh
seconds?
my gosh,
It's great.
so much of it. My goodness. Yeah. I think if you get really close to it and listen to his hair, it goes, "We belong to the night. We belong to each other. We belong together."
Then they dyed his facial hair. Yeah, like they did, and I
They
think they did.
do that.
They did.
I
dye
was
his
looking
facial
at it. I
hair.
was like, I guess that's just what
They
his facial hair looks
bleached
like.
his
but you're right.
stubble. Yeah.
No, but you loved the '90s because you were young and naive in the '90s. Yeah. Wait,
bras.
that's just true. Don't they say something like, "Hey man, tell him about your crazy theory, bro. Everyone in the squad thinks it's hilarious."
yeah.
They go, "Hang 10, bro. Never
Yeah,
mind. You won't get it. You
yeah.
won't get it." It's just like,
That was such a you saw it. I was like, okay, I know what they're doing, so
Yeah.
I'll just buy into it. But I'm like, it sounds. I mean, it clearly worked out, and it worked out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like they just they're like, what's this fucking crazy theory? And he's like so shell shocked from the torment and the ridicule that he's like, I don't want to. I can't. No,
yeah,
I'm not gonna bother.
I can't. One more person says "hang 10" to me.
Yeah.
One more person. I can't even.
And then he's like, well, tell it to me. And then he has to see, he's like, well, it's this, this, and this because of X, Y, and Z reasons. And
And he
you're
goes,
like,
"Oh, surfers."
this is servers. They're like, okay.
He goes, "They're trying
Let's
to."
check this out. And then they check it out, and it's proved factual almost instantly.
Instantly, and he goes, and like, yeah, and he goes, "You're crazy." And then he says two more sentences, and he goes, "Yeah, wait, that's the end of the summer. They're moving. They're moving in search of the most nar curl."
Did he say that? For
No,
real?
no, I said that.
I wish he
But he
had.
basically said that. Yeah, we're
What's weird?
Like, you can't-
I can't tell if that's
is this
true
a
or
line
not.
from Point Break? Who knows?
Our girl.
It's. I mean, it basically is. I mean, and then they get up and go, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "What?" And it's just.
Yeah, they hadn't earned that. A lot
But,
of
like-
that first 30, you could tell they were trying to like really punch up that relationship very quickly. And they did it. It worked. It's clunky as fuck though.
Yeah. Because then I go like, "Oh, they've been through some stuff together. They jumped on a desk for no fucking reason."
Yeah.
And then
They're both really weird. So I guess that's
oh man. Oh my gosh. Okay. 12-year-old man on the counter.
Can I just say knee injuries is a real that's a real injury in movies that I don't like. In terms of like,
Like,
it
freaks you
makes
out?
it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you can hear like. Yeah.
Yes, you hear it, and
Like a chicken bone.
I'm sure that's like I've had that before. Not like anything super severe, but it's very painful. Even just sprain your knee, it's like that really hurts. What? Oh no.
Sorry. No. Go ahead. No. Sorry. Go ahead.
But like, so anytime he would, even just to see him limp,
Yeah.
like after he sprained his knee, and then he's called from one room to the other. He's like, "Kate, come talk to me in my office."
And he's like,
and then they just step right outside. He's like, "Did you not do that because you couldn't? You missed?
Yeah.
Or because you fucking love him or whatever?"
Because I missed.
Yeah.
I think you love him.
Yeah.
And he's
And
like,
he actually says it in a way that I was like, "Oh, he's really upset."
yeah.
It's a great Busey performance.
It is.
What
And
are you laughing about?
well, it's also funny that he's like, oh yeah, his knees hurt. That's gonna like hover over the rest of the film because it should, because he's gonna do a lot of. Nope, never mind.
Oh no. He does it, and then he's like, "Well, I hurt my knee, so I probably shouldn't jump out of this plane." He's like, "Come on," and then he does it, and then he lands. He jumps out of 2 planes after that.
Yes. And then they
And, like,
pull the
yeah.
cord at the last second, and
Yeah.
they go crapunk. They make
Yeah.
a point of going. They hit hard.
And like,
So you go, oh, cool. So his legs
knee
off
would
now.
be yeah.
Yeah.
Like it would be a stump.
Yeah.
But and like they're like, "Oh, well, he's gonna limp, so he can't really chase
He's
after
like, you're a
him."
radical son of a bitch.
Yeah. And like, but he should
fine.
be an agonizing, blood-curdling scream
Yeah.
should be coming out of his mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love. Gosh, there are things in this movie that I'm just like, oh, it's so 90s. I love it. One of which is this just like 2-scene character who is who's his like I don't know who she is. She's like his secretary or if she's just another agent or whatever, but she's manning the computer.
Oh yeah.
And he goes and like he's like, what are you like Utah's been an agent for 48 minutes. And Busey's like, he's like, oh, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, Utah? You trying to blah blah blah? And you found a girl. You found the one who's a girl. She's got blue eyes, black hair. And she's like, way to go, Utah.
Yeah.
And he's like, and you're like, what was that? And then she goes,
And then he comes in with a surfboard.
Yeah.
And she like looks him up and down.
She goes,
she
give me
literally
some of that.
She does what in Terminator 2 when he walks into the bar the first time
Yeah.
and the waitress goes, "Oh."
Yeah. And she goes, yeah, and then like and he goes something, and then yeah, she's like, is this something about her changing or something, and she just goes hot,
Yeah.
very hot. I go, you're fucking fired, lady. What do you do here? Like you're good with the computer, but we all have to endure your sexual harassment, or no, or like she's just like, oh yeah, Utah, yeah, Utah. Oh, the way you walked in here. I just want to lay some pipe. Do you want to lay some pipe? Because you can lay that pipe here.
That board's so pink.
Yeah.
That board's so pink.
He's like, this is
inappropriate.
I mean, like,
I'm
I'm
gonna have to
all
write you
about
up.
it,
Yeah.
but like, this is weird. Like, usually, like, I'm trying to go out there and gnar some curl, and
How's that kneecap?
yeah,
Is it good?
yeah. Does it bend enough?
Does it bend enough? Which way do you bend?
What? Can you just look up the blood type thing that I needed you to do?
You're a real penis, Utah. I like it.
Yeah, Utah. Oh, you're bad. You're real hard on. What?
What?
What? Nothing. I've got a hard on. What? How, does that happen to you? Sometimes. Do you want it to happen to me? I need. This is.
I don't know.
They are robbing a bank right now. We need this information.
You got lost in your characters.
Yeah. Keanu totally hit that. I mean, it's just this weird like they throw these characters in these side female characters who exist to be like that main character is hot, and I would, but I won't. I don't get to. Because Keanu Reeves only likes girls who have a haircut like him.
You don't look enough like a
I mean, look, I'm not.
if you
look,
look more like a penis.
I'm not trying to like. I'm really not trying to. But like Lori Petty's hair. Like Lori Petty is a lovely woman.
She's a babe in this movie.
and but they like cut her hair short
Yeah.
and make it look like him, right?
Yeah.
They and then she's like, they kind of really cut her super short and it's
Not that short.
pretty short.
It's just a short haircut.
It's like as short as his.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like,
But it doesn't really look like his.
I mean like when look,
Yeah, it looks totally like it.
No-
Continue with your theory so you can finish the
No,
thought.
so we can move the fuck on. No, I'm just saying like that first scene where he's like, "Oh, these waves are too much." I
Yeah.
go like, "Oh, some dude's got him." But it's Lori Petty.
Sexist.
Not sexist. I just But here's the deal. Like,
Yeah, no, I thought that too.
but what I'm saying is like,
But I think that was
is it on purpose? Are they
yeah,
trying
I
to
think
like?
that was the intent at
like-
first because when she brings him out of the water and then you realize that's a woman.
But like the whole
and then when they fuck each other, you're like, that's weird because I thought that
There-
was a dude.
There was a shot where it cuts to the above where I go, "Is that?" Oh, I was like, "Did they finally?"
Because it pushes down on it. It's
You
a
go,
beautiful
huh?
shot, but when it's at its furthest wide,
you
like
go-
as close to the ceiling, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He's sleeping with a little man.
But here's the thing, and
But I'll
like-
tell you one thing:
this is-
she like nibbled on his shoulder in that scene, like while she was sleeping when the door knocks or the phone rings or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
you were like, "Nar."
and I was like, that's very nar.
Yeah, pretty
I mean, my penis go nar. You got to stop.
Nar. Who's there?
Doing.
But here's the deal. But here's the thing, like there's a part of me that makes me go like that. I'm like, were they trying to like dial back her femininity, and then over there's Swayze with these golden locks, like.
Yeah, because the
Is it a
true
thing?
love,
Yeah.
the true romance in this movie is between Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze.
And like,
And when they
And you
lock
think
each
that's
other
like-
together
Yeah.
at the end, that's being like, we're married. And then he's like, you can't. I'm a free spirit. And he's like, we got to get divorced.
wow, man. Yeah. That's why it's called Point Breakup.
Go join
Scorp.
Scorp, yeah.
All right. She does, and it was hot.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
really was hot. It was a weird, like, she's in her sleep and she's just like, oh, you're
'Cause she-
here. So I'm just kind of like,
But that's
and
the
you're
thing.
like, that's fucking crazy hot.
That's that is the but like that's the power of Lori Petty in this entire performance. Who is I
What
don't
else
want
has she been in?
I
She's
don't
an amazing actor, and this is the only thing I think I've seen her in. But
I
maybe
mean
it's
League
the haircut.
of Their Own and
Oh, that's where Kelsey knew her from.
And
Okay,
Tank Girl.
yeah, she said that.
But-
Tank Girl. I've never seen Tank
I've
Girl.
never seen Tank Girl.
I've never seen A League of Her Own.
Naomi Watts is in Tank Girl. You've never seen League of Their Own?
I've seen the pee scene with Tom Hanks, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. That's a lot of that. Can't tell you. So, but and I'm not. So again, like I don't want that conversation to like. I'm not calling her unattractive because she's very attractive, and her what makes her even more attractive is her rawness and her like the power of Lori Petty in this role. The power of her performance is that she is more than any other actor allowing herself to be affected
Yes.
by what is being said to her.
Yes. She
And-
hurts, and when she's betrayed, she's betrayed.
And when she's when she's turned on, she's turned on.
turned on,
And I'm
yeah.
like that's like, oh dang. 'Cause she's
dude,
like,
when they kiss on the board,
yeah, man.
and she's like her teeth are chattering.
Yeah,
she was really
She's
cold.
giving him that look, and I'm like, dang.
And then he's like, you're shaking.
He's like,
and she's like,
"Oh."
it's really cold out
Yeah.
here. And like you could tell she was like probably really
Yes.
cold, but like it made it
she's,
very seductive
she's
when they
making it-
kiss because I was like they're gonna warm each other up.
and that's the thing is that she's.
Which I mean that sincerely. I was like, oh, that's really sexy.
You think girls with short hair can't be feminine, brah? Not at all. But it seemed like they were presenting it that way. It seemed like a little bit to me. But
that's an interesting thing with when you throw Swayze into
because
it.
is
It's
it
like,
it seems like an avowed thing that they were
Yeah.
trying to do, but maybe not.
Yeah.
But like despite their best efforts, like Lori Petty, man, like I'm telling you, she's just so. That's it. That's what makes her the living, breathing heart of the film. That's what makes the Keanu relationship work because of her.
And it almost felt kind of too much to me when they release her in the desert and she jumps out of the car and she's in a nightie. And I was like, well, you didn't have to do
Yeah.
that because I don't understand what the motivation.
'Cause it doesn't seem
I was
like her.
Is it because they do say on the plane that whoever the guy who's holding her captive, Bodhi on the plane over there before they jump out, he's like, he's got this weird thing where once he locks in, you can't turn him off, and he's going to see it through to the end. So I was like, oh, that was like his decision, Rosie,
to do that.
By the
But it still felt like it almost made me like Swayze less because of his and I know that's probably maybe the intent of it to like he's like, no, now he's crossed too far.
yeah, now we're ready
Which
for
he
him
has,
to go down. He's
but I was
gotta
like,
go down.
I don't want him to go so far as like, because I was like, that's sleazy. That's not mean, or like that's not
His
him betraying
ex-girlfriend.
his morals and like things getting out of control. I was like, that's just nasty.
Yeah, that's when he becomes like, oh, you're a villain.
Yeah.
Rosie. So, quick aside, is Rosie in Wayne's World? Because they're like, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, these are all like extras from Wayne's World. Then I saw Rosie, and I was like, that dude literally is in Wayne's World.
Oh, really?
Like, that's the dude who goes like, I don't know how many times you've seen Wayne's World, but he's like, I can't remember this great actor. I can't remember that guy's name, and I've really only seen him in Wayne's World. But
Yes, he's one of the long-haired dudes.
Yeah, he's the one who goes, I love you, man. I love you, man. He's like, I know. Like, I don't know that.
Huh.
Yeah, he's that dude, and it's like,
I love actors like that who you're like, they're in like 3 like really well-known
some
movies.
of my favorite actors are those actors.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
I love
cool. He was also on the prison show. I liked that show.
probably a different. You're talking about a
early
different
HBO.
Oz. It's not a terrible show.
Oh, I love
Oz
that
is a terrible show. I thought that was
Ah.
like Oz was one of the first like.
That was the first
Revolution
hard-hitting
and- yeah.
HBO shows.
That was
like
the-
it's rough around the edges because of how early it was, but it's fucking good.
Yeah, Oz is the kind of like germination point for this new whatever
Yeah, it was that and The
era of
Sopranos.
television
Yeah.
that people are talking about.
Oz was. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's rough. I watched like the first. Honestly, I think I watched the first like 3 seasons. It covered some dark stuff though, in a really interesting way.
Yeah.
What else about this movie though?
He's J.K. Simmons. Oh, J.K. Simmons was in that show.
Yeah, he plays
Interesting.
white supremacist
Oh, cool.
pedophile. Well, not pedophile. I guess in prison you can't be a pedophile. But what's crazy is, did you ever watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show?
No.
So the guy who plays, oh man, who's the dad?
So you Rick Moranis?
The guy who plays Rick Moranis' character in the show, he plays a guy who's new to prison, and he becomes J.K. Simmons' bitch, and like he develops a drug problem, and he gets like he gets his butt stuffed a lot, and it's like really dark, and I don't really have. I just wanted that to be on the record.
Okay, cool. So the guy in.
It's a great performance, though. He's like has to wear makeup and stuff. Like they really treat him like shit.
Oh, I think I've seen.
And he turns to drugs, and he develops a debilitating drug problem because he just can't cope with the humiliation, and and I think he even tries to kill himself, but they won't let him. Like it's really dark.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's it in block. Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. We're prison married now. That's what it was. Yeah.
There's just so many. Go boy, jam. I love this. Yeah, it's just you can't read it almost any other way. Like Swayze shows up and saves him from Anthony Kiedis and his not Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It would have been cool if they were all the whole band.
Yeah, and you're like, is that Will Ferrell? And then like, yeah, and it's like, yeah, and then boom, 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 and then he beats him up, and then they're walking, and he's just like, don't turn around. And then Busey has that. I really thought that was gonna come back, like Swayze was gonna recognize Busey and be like, oh, you're a cop.
Yeah.
But then whatever. But then they're walking, and then he's like, yeah, cool. And then they're talking about stuff, and he's like, you still don't get what surfing's about, do you? La la la. And it's like whatever. And then he goes, hey, by the way, I'm having some friends over to my place. Do you want to come? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, she knows where to go, whatever. And he walks away, and he's like, cool. And then he gets in the car, and like Busey picks him up, and he's like, where are you? Like, what were you doing? Something. And I just want him to be like, cool. Well, how did it go? Did you meet anyone? Like, like, are you making any friends? Did you meet anyone who's interesting? Like, it's just like because he literally goes, oh, gosh, Dad. Yeah, but it like really is like he's like, did you meet any cool boys? Like, like it's seriously like such a. Oh man, he's talking about tattoos. He's like, we need you to get. Oh, you're talking about Oz? Yeah, Oz.
I'm trying to think.
I love. This is such a funny thing where it dawns on. First of all, having not seen this before, but like I guess I knew about it. I knew enough about it. And I don't know, Ken, if you're still here, I don't know. I don't have.
I'm not a blank slate for this, so I'm like, are we supposed to not think like that red herring with Kiedis and those dudes being like the bad guys? Are we really not supposed to think that Patrick Swayze and Lori Petty and those guys are the like?
It's just a fun
Like, what if it's not
diversion?
I mean, because like that
and it is a fun diversion.
It would change the movie for me if I had no idea.
Yeah.
If I somehow went in, because I really genuinely couldn't tell. Like I'm like, but because I've just known that forever.
Oh, that's cool. Oh wait, you're telling you couldn't tell.
I couldn't
Like
tell
it worked
if.
for you?
No, what I'm saying is like I couldn't tell that if I didn't know that whether it would have fooled me or not.
Yeah.
I felt like it wouldn't have, but it's just so baked in that I know that like.
I feel like there's no way to not. I mean.
Yeah.
If you watch I'm sure the trailer for this movie,
Yeah.
you would have to.
Yeah.
It's Patrick Swayze. He's already been introduced.
Yeah.
You know he's going to be the antagonist. Yeah.
That's true. But well, I love the scene where he's like, oh, like, and he like figures it out because he's like it's not Kiedis in them, and then he's like watching them surf, and then the one dude like slow-mo bears his ass, and he goes, oh, someone bare, and then like,
And then it's all. I wish they had cut. Did they cut back to it?
No, they didn't. I don't think, but they.
The security cam shot of the butt?
Maybe.
I think they did.
I think they do.
They
but,
flash back to a butthole. Like, because, by the way, it's a butthole. They put a butthole on, like a dude's butthole, like close up of a dude's butthole.
Yeah, they do.
They're like ghosts, yeah. And you see his asshole.
But yeah, well, but the best part is that it goes slow-mo that, and then it cuts immediately to Swayze, who goes, ah! And you're like, what? But then yes, and then Imbolc and like Lori Petty stops and like still in a great performance goes like, what's wrong? That's like just like that really good performance. She goes, it looks like you've seen a ghost, and I was like, oh man. That's that line that I can't stand in other movies because whenever someone says it in a movie, someone's actually seen a ghost. I was like, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But then I go like, oh, they just like did it normally, and it wasn't really a ghost. And then it cuts to Busey going, they're like ghosts, and I was like, well, you still fucked it up. Like, you still.
Yeah, you didn't need to cut to him saying they're like ghosts.
Yeah. The ghosts.
What's she saying right now?
Ghosts.
Put it together.
Yeah. Where she's like, because that's not an FBI clue, man. You don't yeah, these guys are pretty, like, they're surfers and they're cool and they're pretty bad, says Lori Petty. And then it cuts back to Gary Busey going, the guys who did this bank robbery were bad. And then you go like, it's them. Oh! Just like, come on. Classic Coolish shop. yeah. I was already on board. Would have liked it better without the cut. Yeah. Oh, man. It's, goodness gracious. I love, oh my gosh. Yeah, and then yeah. Well, it's interesting because like then they're like, we're gonna go get him, and it cuts to Keanu asleep in his bed in a cross pose, like a Messiah pose, like he's just like stretched out like that.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, and then like there's a gun, and I think you're supposed to think that it's Swayze, and then it's Lori Petty or whatever, you know.
Oh.
And which is weird, but then they kidnap him, right? He gets kidnapped by this ragtag Cirque du Soleil or whatever the fuck it is, and they go, and he's like, and he just goes, I don't want to surf now, buddy. It's like every line in this movie. And he goes, no, we're not surfing, man, bro, we're going up and whatever.
Yeah.
And he gets kidnapped, and I go like, and so they put him up there, and there's this whole thing where it's like pretend tension, and I go, obviously.
I thought it was tense. When they
it is.
Because when
It
they
is
show
tense.
up,
it is tense. Yeah.
we already know that they know.
Totally.
So you're like, what the fuck are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Because it can't be good.
Yeah.
And then the fact that it turns to be this beautiful skydiving sequence
is really unexpected and crazy.
Unexpected,
and I can't believe it works, and it works beautifully. Yeah.
And it works beautifully.
Yeah, like I agree. Sorry, I just.
And then you're like, wow, that turned it on its head. And then when they land, that's when he takes him to the van.
He goes, by the way.
He's like, but by the way, this. Which made that work for me too.
Totally, I agree. I think I agree that it works. It works with the characters. I love that about the characters and about their relationship. It's really interesting. But I just love that, like, so they're up there, and I go, like, oh, it's tense. And I go, okay, obviously, I mean, like, there's no way. Like, I mean, he's not going to die. Everything's fine. But I was like, how not funny, how crazy would it have been if they just did, like, kill him?
Mm-hmm.
Like, by parachuting him out of a thing? It would be the most elaborate and crazy police officer murder in the history of ever. Yeah. Because they'd be like, hey, what happened? It's like, oh.
He fell like 20,000 feet.
Yeah, but also they just like, they killed him, like, they didn't, break in and shoot him. They took him skydiving and then didn't open. Like, that's just insane. It's just crazy. It's like,
That's the edge.
yeah. It's like, oh man, like he was getting hot on their trail and then these criminals killed him. How? They shot him out of a human cannon. Like they made a human cannonball out of him. Like
They
it's just,
gave him a pack. There's silverware in it.
yeah.
You know, and then he fell like fucking Wile E. Coyote all the way to the ground.
When they swap the parachute packs at first, you're like, whoa, Bodhi's a wild man, hand over his shoe. That's cool. And they keep playing hot potato and he ends up with the same one. Yeah.
I was actually disappointed.
Does he end up with the same one?
I was disappointed because he does. And I was
But
disappointed.
it's such a strong choice. It's
because
cool.
I liked the
do
idea
too.
that he was like, well, then let's just go. Then let's
Switch.
learn to trust each other, man.
Yeah.
And he switches it, and I just wish it had ended there because the whole. I mean, it turns out that
it's fine.
the shoot was fine anyway.
Totally, yeah.
So
I mean, it's the same thing. But yeah, but I agree. I like the thing, and then they start doing it, and I go, wait, what's going on?
yeah.
now? But it's still funny. I love like James LaGrosse is like, yeah, like I love all those dudes. I like all his
Yeah, and it
His
looked
tag
like
along.
all of them really did the skydiving. I think everybody but Keanu did the skydiving.
I have no idea how they did that. I have no idea how
They
they
did
got any of those
55
shots.
jumps with Swayze alone, which
Crazy.
is like I just don't know. Like
Because there is shots where
Between
he's
that
like
and the
flipping, and
surfing-
I go, "That's Swayze."
it is, and it is Swayze, and just the fact that like they orchestrated an entire action sequence to do that, and just like all the surfing stuff, like the fact that it works so well, especially because I was looking at it, I was like, this is crazy. I was like, how long did they have to film all the surfing stuff? Because they had to wait for like the right timing of
Yeah.
a shot so they could cut to it and then cut to the beach of like someone looking at something from the beach. So it all paces out well.
I know.
So it's not too long or too short or whatever. And I was like, this is fucking
It's incredible.
wild.
It's really incredible.
And then like when they go to Australia at the end and they're looking at those waves, I was like, those are
yeah,
there is like those
That's
are
like
some
some-
real nar
stock footage.
like, but it couldn't have been.
You don't think so?
Yeah, it matched like weather wise.
Yeah.
I mean, it must have been though, or they went down and filmed it themselves somewhere else because they
They're
actually
like second
filmed
or
it.
third unit or something.
Well, they filmed it in Oregon.
Yeah.
Like the stuff
Well,
on the beach.
that's so funny because I was like, because I was like, huh, Australian. There's like an Australian sign, and then the guy walks by and goes like, I'm gonna do content like an Australian accent, and I go, oh, they did not go to Australia. This
Yeah.
is California or
Yeah.
whatever, but it's Oregon.
Anybody's going out there.
He's like, go to like sticks, and I
Yeah.
was like, what?
Yeah, death on a stick.
Is that what he said? And I was like, yeah, part of that. Just get a real Australian person.
You gotta be a real conger in
Eh.
out there.
I was like, hey, are you? I know.
Oh, boy.
Sorry. Well, I actually wondered.
Sorry,
I was like,
Block.
I wonder if Enblock can tell that this isn't
That
Australia.
guy's actually Australia. He's a local actor.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Really? Cups and Beats are not. One of them is German, and he was in Die Hard. That's
Oh,
awesome.
really?
But they do it. They just like he does, because they do push it. They go like, "There's an Australian sign," and then Keanu goes like, "Are you guys coming out from surfing?" And the guy goes, "No, we're going to the outback. We're gonna get a blooming onion. It's too much. It had to be a wilder than a kookaburra to get out of there." Sorry. Jenna's too busy being chased by camel spiders, gators, and other Australians, and they're also too busy rightfully taking over every spot in Hollywood because they're amazing. Yeah. Here's the thing that like this is the biggest, because I watched a whole movie
Mm-hmm.
with Johnny Utah's character,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't describe Johnny Utah's character to you. I can tell you what the key points of Bodhi's character. I can tell you the key points of Lori Petty's character, Busey's character.
Yeah, the main character is a blank
John,
slate.
he is, and that is like the Keanu thing is to be, and I'm not trying to knock him here, but he's like a cipher. He's like just like a whoop, like he's a blank whatever, and he does that better than anyone.
Yeah.
But it's this, but like onto that whatever, onto that inscrutable evenness, they put all these things like the only things you know about him are from what people say.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're a goody two shoes. Oh, but you're a rebel. Oh, but like,
Yeah.
you're like whatever. And I go, is he a goody two shoes or is he a rebel?
Well, he just
Is he
fits-
both? What the fuck is he?
He's good at everything. and he's badass, and he's just like he's an action figure. He's just like what a kid would be like. No, this guy, oh no, he's an FBI
Loves
agent,
donuts.
but he's also an all-star quarterback who started in the Rose Bowl. And then he's also like, he only learned how to surf recently, but he's really good at it. He's like a real badass surfer, and he knows how to skydive, but he doesn't even use a pack sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's
But he
just,
like
he's
learned
really
how to
cool,
surf
and he's really
in
badass.
a day and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, yeah. Because he fucked Lori Petty and it came through her to his surfing dick. That's not a no-no. This is a no-no. Football scholarship to law school, and he's also an astronaut. Yeah. I got a football scholarship to law school.
He's also an astronaut, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Utah, 100%. Good job.
Can we though, like...
Oh, no. Oh, can we just talk about what the final shot is? He throws his badge, and I'm like, when were we building to this? I'm like, that's a dumb thing to do. You got your man. So
That's
what,
all
you're
he
going to be a
wanted.
poor little surfer man from now on?
Like,
Like, you got your guy, you
Because-
clearly loved doing this job. Why did you throw your badge into the water?
Yeah, because he didn't... There was no, like, Donnie Brasco, like, there wasn't a lot of,
He
like...
wasn't disillusioned with the system.
He was just like, let's get him.
Yeah, he wasn't disillusioned with the system at all.
Yeah.
It was very weird. I did forget that Gary Busey dies in this movie, though.
Yeah, that sucked. And it's Keanu's fault.
Yeah.
Because he was like, no.
Maybe that's why he threw his badge away, because he was just like, this is too
Well,
extreme.
and I think he's kind of carrying that with him, and he's also just like, he's I think he is a little disillusioned with the system. He's disillusioned with John C. McGinley.
How?
It's John C. McGinley.
Because of John C. McGinley?
Yeah, he's like, you
I
can't
mean,
take.
he's an asshole in this movie. He
Can't
says
take-
something to Gary Busey, like, when they're uncuffing after Keanu takes part in the bank robbery. He's like, I got something to say to you. And what is McGinley said something so fucking sharp. Because it was like,
Yeah, he goes,
instead of saying,
let's
like,
go,
oh,
like, let's go. Yeah, what, lay it on me, shit for brains or something.
yeah,
like,
it was something real sharp, but
Yeah.
it was like that. But
Yeah.
I just, the way he said it, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's so fucking clean.
Yeah.
Like, that was so great.
Yeah. Can we imagine Tony Scott directing this? Yes. Like, it's got some Top Gun vibes. It has all the Top Gun vibes.
Still surfing every day.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that so much. It's just so ridiculous and so.
But it was great
It's
because, like,
great.
that was the one thing that, like, I don't know. I just really,
Yeah.
I liked their relationship.
Of course.
To the
of
point
course.
that I was like, I didn't need them to fight each other when in Australia.
Yeah.
Because
Australia, Oregon.
because I just, it would have been better to me to have a nice conversation and then Buscuse and I
spit and Kelly McGillis. Mostly Kelly McGillis. That's really great. Sorry, go ahead.
But I just wish, like, they had a nice conversation and then he just let him go. Like, that's all I needed.
I just love that he walks out and he's like, where is he? Hold on. Clearly the first well, no, I was gonna say, I was like, clearly it's the first scene they shot because his hair was long, but I was like, but Swayze's is short. So what did they do?
Was just wet.
Was it? Yeah, was it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I loved when he showed up and he's like, "Where is he?" And then he sees him and
It's
he's
just
standing.
and
with
it's
the
just
water.
there, and it's like
I loved
just
that.
needed like a pan flute, like
Yeah, I thought it was awesome
I
because he was just there, and he was there, man.
he was because of course he was
Because of course he was.
because he was.
Because that's all he's got left.
Oh my gosh.
50-year storm, bro.
Oh, my eyes hurt from rolling them so hard.
You didn't like that? I love that.
I went.
I really
I mean,
loved that.
Of course.
Uh,
Like you just I mean like it's. I mean
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
it
Hey, guess what?
it's
really good.
It's full Point Break.
Yeah,
it's
full,
what it is.
it's a full break.
You know, it's so bad. It's like acid in
Oh,
your mouth,
that's a
bruh.
yeah! I love that line.
And he goes,
"It's a
"Oh,
weird line.
Oh.
I know you want me
oh."
so bad. It's like acid in your mouth."
And he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I love you. I love you.
Oh man. Boy. I love it. They don't like fucking Swayze, man. Yeah, like they just, gosh darn it, they don't miss a minute to 90s, like because they're just sitting there and he's like hasta la vista, and then he goes, I'm gonna jump out without a chute, and then he grabs him and he's like, do it, Bodie, do it, and then Bodie's like, I don't care, man, I can't.
He's like, nah.
You pull.
Oh, the
You're
way he
gonna
does
have
it,
to.
he's like, nah, man, you're gonna
Yeah.
have to do it yourself.
Yeah, and you go like, oh man, he's
So
crazy. Oh,
you
he's
either-
crazy.
You either let go of me, you fly off,
And
or
he
you
goes-
let go of the gun.
And he goes, we're gonna be meat waffles, man. So great. And I go,
He
what?
said that?
Yes. Yes, he said we're gonna
I
be.
gotta start watching this.
Ugh.
I just didn't want to miss the action.
I
I need
know.
to go back and watch it with captions.
And then
Meat waffles.
like, and it's there, and he just Keanu's like, oh, and he's like full Ted, like he's Tedding the shit out of
Yeah.
it. He's like, 'cause here's the other thing, like, can you imagine this movie? Like, I don't know if it. I want to see this movie with him with Keanu Reeves as Johnny
Reeves, yeah.
Utah, and then Alex Winter / Bill as Bodie. Like, I really want to see that, and I don't think it would be lesser.
You know they're doing the new one.
Yes, that's great.
You think it's gonna be good?
The second one was better than the first one. I mean,
I've
second
never
one,
seen it.
second one's crazy. Second one's insane.
Yeah.
The second, yeah, those are the
Who
two.
plays Death? That great actor.
William Sadler.
William Sadler.
William Sadler is one of those guys who I'm like,
Yeah.
he's in like 5 roles, and I love him. Michael Wincott is another. Michael Wincott is
I know that name.
is Guy of Gisborne in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I'm not as familiar.
Robin of Locksley!
Yeah.
Your father's something, cousin squealing like a stock pig. It's so great. Anyway,
I love just working actors, man.
so do I. Hey, what's up, Ducky Poo? What is it with me and Swayze? Swayze's great. It would be different. It would be very interesting. I would love to see that. Anyway,
I mean, I wouldn't because he is so good in this.
Swayze's great.
I think it's my favorite Swayze performance.
I am gathering that. That is, yes.
It's just like because what else is
He's
there?
good. Ghost.
What else has he been in?
It's hard to.
There's like Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, Dirty
Ghost,
Dancing. Dirty Dancing is the other one.
Roadhouse, Point Break. I mean, that's a solid lineup.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, yeah, that's right.
Oh, he was in. What's that City of Joy, which I've always kind of wanted to see.
I don't remember.
It's like a thing where he goes. I bet that's the one. He goes down to like a Central American country and like it wasn't. This wasn't the. He white saviors everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, like those movies were very inspiring at the time.
Yeah, man.
Tu Wong Fu. I need to see Tu Wong Fu. Was pretty hammy in Ghost. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen Ghost, but I love him. Here's the other thing. Ghost is not downright cringe. Ghost is great. Oh, you're all wrong.
Who directed
Ghost? I don't know. Sounds like Norman Jewison or something. No, not at all. I love Ghost. I haven't seen it in several decades.
Fatherhood, Tall Tale.
Jeff Zucker?
Bill. Tu Wong Fu. 3 Wishes. Black Dog.
Black Dog. That's where these truck drivers. They're Zero has a while left an impression. It's a good film. Jerry Zucker. Oh, I think that rings a bell of recognition. That's crazy.
Oh, he was in the fucking Outsiders. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, he was great in the Outsiders. He plays like I think the eldest. Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
And then another movie called Steel Dawn. Is that the sequel?
I don't know. But Keanu like is like at this point, he's built up all the goodwill, and you're like, yeah, man, you've had some good moments, and then he goes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on board with you. I'm on board with you, Keanu, and he's like, oh, he goes, there you go, and then he goes, you crossed the line, and people trusted you, and they died, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, he had a lot of moments like that.
I mean, it's just like,
he had a lot of bad moments.
yeah. I mean, he's gotten
infinitely better.
I mean, yeah.
It just felt like I was like, that can't be his best.
It's
film.
not, and it's not his fault. I mean, well other people could have helped, or the director should have been like, do it. That's
there
not
yet.
it. Yeah, but she's also going, cool, but we got to leave today after this scene. It was just supposed to be a quick beach scene, and then we're supposed to go over and film a fucking car chase, and then we're doing like a third of the skydiving stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Like
how big
it's got to
was
be this way.
Let's see.
Can we watch this, please?
So he did Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted. He was in Parenthood.
Oh, he was in Parenthood. Yeah, he's like the
Okay.
boyfriend. He's I can't remember who's.
I Love You to Death, Tune In Tomorrow. So really, it was Bill and Ted was what he was big for.
Oh
And
yeah.
that was in 89, and then in 91 was Point Break. And then he did Bill and Ted 2 in 91 as well. And then
Idaho was the same year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's great in that.
Yeah. And I think, I really do honestly think that this is a function of
Directing.
a director who had
Too much.
Yeah.
Just too much on the plate.
Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, no.
It's fucking crazy to have this movie
Yeah.
in your head, and then just kind of being like, and it's a studio film, so they're just like,
Yeah.
machine, bang, 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 2 takes,
And
3
it's not-
takes, bam.
I'm like, I don't think it was
you're
like
done.
it wasn't a T2 budget. You know, it was like I think
Yeah.
they did a lot with not a little, but like they didn't have as much. Because he really came out in 91. So he had Point Break, Bill and Ted 2, My Own Private Idaho, Dracula, which he was also not great in, which is so weird because
Dracula 90.
That's 92.
Okay.
And then like Speed in 94.
Much
Oh, I
Ado
thought
About
Speed was
Nothing.
95.
I love Speed.
Speed's one of the best action movies of all time.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's Die Hard on a Bus, and it's fucking awesome.
It's amazing, and that was because the Keanu performances I had in my head were Speed, and like Speed is like he Keanu's in Speed, but he's charismatic. I mean
He's great.
it works.
He's
I like him a lot in Speed. This I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There were leaps and bounds.
Like in
he,
3
he got
years-
another shot at it and was like, I'm gonna
Yes.
knock it out of the park, and he does. I love Speed. Speed is great.
Speed is great,
Speed
but
is
he's
so
you know
great.
what? It's interesting. I think he really is.
He
He has to jive with a director who can protect him because, right after that he did Johnny Mnemonic, which I've seen, and he's terrible.
I gotta
in it.
watch that.
And then, but like in '96 he did Chain Reaction, which he's great in.
Really?
Chain Reaction's a badass. Andrew Davis did The Fugitive. It's
Huh.
it's another good. I really like Chain Reaction.
Who did The Watcher? I don't.
Don't
No.
know. But then '97 he did Devil's Advocate, which is fucking bonkers.
It's crazy.
With the worst Louisiana accent I've ever heard that goes in and out over the entire movie.
That was crazy.
And then in '99 though he does The Matrix, and he's great in that.
I remember the day.
And he's great in The Gift, which is 2000.
Oh, he's in that.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton. I remember the day. I remember watching The Devil's Advocate and being like, and I was like, this is like supposed to be like a good movie. And then I remember to realize the day I think I heard, because I was young, and someone said, or I read somewhere or whatever, called it like melodrama or camp or something, and I go, oh, that makes more sense in my brain.
We
Where it's
we
just
should
fucking
probably do
crazy.
that movie because
Yeah, who did that? My gosh.
a good director.
Yeah. You love Johnny Mnemonic? Devil's Advocate is weird. One day we'll get a good neuromancer. No, we won't. Pretty good in A Scanner Darkly. Yeah, Philip K. Dick. I've been meaning to see that. Which one? Scanner Darkly? Yeah,
Scanner Darkly's good.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that.
I could be murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still on the Downey Jr. train?
I don't know if I ever really
was.
have ever been.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not. That's a silly thing to say because he's a tremendously charismatic and. I mean, Chaplin is fucking amazing.
It is amazing. He's a brilliant actor.
He's a brilliant
I just
actor.
wish he would go back to. He's just that he's become a persona, and I wish he could go back to like something a little more stripped down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's amazing in Less Than Zero, and he's
I have not seen Less Than
amazing.
Zero, yeah,
I
but
like
that's
him
the-
stripped
that's the
down,
original,
like when
yeah.
he's just an actor and not Robert Downey. Jr.
Hungry, yeah.
He does that very well, but I've seen it. I mean, he's done that in like 16 Marvel movies.
Like Home
that
for the
it's-
Holidays, even he's great. Like
Oh, I've never seen that.
he plays Holly Hunter's brother, who is either closeted or openly gay. I can't remember. But he's great.
Have you seen John Wick?
Yes,
Is it good?
lots of people really like it,
Gotcha.
and to
We
me,
all know what that means.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything else. We all know what that means.
Cool.
We hear it. It's dripping off your mouth.
a lot of people. So the movie spends
Yeah, dumb people.
40 minutes going. No, this is going like every other, like, it's just bad guys, and all the bad guys are going like John Wick. It's a John Wick. It's a you go to John Wick's dog. You killed John Wick's dog. Why did you? John Wick. John Wick's gonna get you. John Wick, and I go like, you're telling me John Wick's really badass, a lot. And then he goes in, and he goes, all right, here you go. You've been telling me this guy's Batman. And he like kind of gets the shit kicked out of him for a while. Like, cause like it's just this thing of scale where he goes in and I go, all right, they've talked about him so much, he's just gonna kill people with one punch, or he's like that kind of whatever. And then like he just kind of gets his ass kicked a little bit, and then comes back, and then it's like, and I go, wait, so if he's like such a super, are these henchmen, because they're just henchmen who are kind of kicking the shit out of him, and then he's fighting back and like barely, like, are these henchmen like super henchmen and they're awesome, or is he not that awesome, or is he off? Or is he just a normal dude and they were wrong? Who cares? Then I just go, I don't care.
Yeah, that's a little frustrating. I've never seen it, so I would like to watch it. But I remember seeing Taken and with Liam Neeson and being like, that was refreshing. The first one, I was like, that was refreshing just because I was like, this guy's badass.
Yeah. When
he fights people, he's just gonna destroy them. Mm-hmm. And he's like this wrecking ball that just moves from scene to scene, and you know he's always gonna win. But it's through his talent as the CIA, whatever he is, and his pure rage of his death wish rage of, you know, it worked.
Sure. And I didn't see Taken.
I have a very particular set of skills.
Yeah. We also need to do the Gray, because
yeah.
Gray is fucking amazing.
Yeah. I just can't. The John Wick seemed like to me like a proof of concept or something.
Yeah.
Where they're like, check out all these fight scenes, and I go, I don't give a fuck about any of this.
Yeah.
Because I get that his.
But that's a whole thing that people really love. I can be like, that's really cool. It's not for me though.
Yeah.
I have a very hard time caring about fight scenes.
So.
Like elaborate fight scenes.
But you can do it well, because there's a movie called The Protector with Tony Jaa in it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's basically the same. Okay. Well, okay.
Fine. I saw it.
Sit. Okay.
And I saw Ong Bak.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's awesome. He jump kicks a dude. He flip kicks a dude out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
And then another dude throws a baby elephant at him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he fights a dude in like a thing that's on fire. But like the thing is like go into that going like, yeah, man, this is what I'm gonna get. And then there's that like fucking Steadicam fight that's like 12 minutes long.
It's cool.
And it's multi-layer.
It's cool, but like it just that's something that in my DNA.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's very impressive.
And I usually don't care.
I need to care though.
I usually don't care, but it's basically the same movie as John Wick, because they're like, he's gonna get his elephant back.
Yeah.
They kidnapped his elephant.
Yeah.
I go, huh? Oh, who gives a shit? That's cool. Because
did you hear the story of Tony Jaa, like when he was like, I'm done with Hollywood?
No.
And he rode off on an elephant into the jungle, and like no one saw him for like 6 months.
And then came back and was like, all right.
I can't remember. I don't know what he's doing now. Yeah. But like that was the last I heard of him. It was like, oh, he rode an elephant off into the jungle, like one of his characters in his movie, because that's how he really is. And
I mean, like that did. Yeah.
I should go watch those movies.
Yeah,
again. Does he really do all that stuff in his day to day? He's like, yeah, he fights people all the time.
I think, yeah, but I think he came from a village and like had like learned and studied this technique under it, and like was like never supposed to use it or something, because it's like super. Yeah, it was like this crazy. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, it was awesome. Just do a Mars month where we watch all the movies on about Mars. Taken was cool. Yeah, I actually really like it. Yeah. Speaking of editing, oh yeah, sorry, I tried to watch that other thing, Emblock, and it said it was blocked. You said that. Ah! What the crap was that? What was that?
That's a lot of edits.
That was terrifying. I mean, that was just, stop it. To be fair, it's one guy versus the entire Russian mob. I've not seen John Wick. I'm just not too interested. Yeah, I went saw it because people said it was good, and I was like, I don't think it's for me, and it was not for me. Total Recall: The Martian Mission to Mars, Red Planet. Yeah. You're not giving shit, just having amazing fight scenes is why I love John Wick. See, I didn't even think they were that amazing, but it's fine. It's fine. We all get to. Are we just gonna watch? What is this?
I can't get through to the cable company. Can you do something?
Like what?
Acting out scenes from his favorite movies.
So Swayze runs, boom, tackles the guy off the motorcycle. Dude's like, you're dead, bro. Comes at him. Swayze ducks, scissor kick, the guy has Swayze's head, And he says, I used to guys like you in prison. By the looks of this guy, this is not consensual sex we're talking about. We see bad guy had a gun the whole time. He's like, I'm gonna kill you the old-fashioned way. Swayze's like, not this time. That subtext, he doesn't say that. Bypasses the gun, hooks the arm, back to the secret move he used before to kill somebody. He feels so bad about it, but this time he has to do it because of self-defense. Takes the esophagus out of the neck area. You can't eat. You'll starve to death. And that is Roadhouse. What should I do next?
That's good.
That's pretty great.
He didn't laugh, but I did.
That's funny. I can take a thing in.
Yeah, that's true.
But as far as like scenes with guns, everything is boring to me now because John Wick exists. Oh, that's funny because I felt the exact opposite.
Ooh.
No, I
mean, I get it though. Like T2 kind of ruined everything for me.
Yeah,
I was just
fair.
like, nah,
That's fair.
that's it.
That's fair. Yeah.
I should probably say.
Yeah, rock and roll. Let's just talk about the very end
Yeah.
because
Amazing.
because I was like, I'm here with it, and I'm like this, and then this is then I go, oh, that's as dumb as it could possibly be. That's great. Okay, where am I with this movie? Okay, where are we going? We're kind of tightroping, and then in the end I go, yes, because he goes, just let me go. He goes, just let me go, man. Just let me get that one last wave. That's what life is all about. This one moment, and it cuts to the wave, and it's not showing you Keanu's face, not showing you what he's thinking. Cuts out there, cuts to Keanu's face, and like it cuts to the wave, and I go, do it, man, just do it. Makes no sense at all, but do it.
But when they cut to Keanu,
Yeah,
you see, it's actually
you
one of
see
the
him.
best acting moments
Totally.
from him in the movie
Totally.
because you see his face and he goes, and you see him understand, and he goes, whoosh.
yeah. He goes. He does like a no, but but yeah, and it's just a great moment. And that
It's great, yeah.
what makes it really great because he cuts it out and he goes and they run up, they go, what'd you do? You let him go like a kickabout? And he goes, remember
They're hopping around and they're riding kangaroos.
And they go, God, I don't need this. Oh, you made me drop my Vegemite. Get out of here. You come from the land down under. And it's like Toto runs up and sorry. Anyway. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry. But he runs up and he goes, you let him go. And he goes, no, I didn't. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then And then he walks off. And then another guy, in case you didn't get it, is like, we'll get him when he comes back in. And he goes, he's not coming back in. Yeah. And the third guy goes, well, he'll be alive at the end of this. And he goes, no, he won't. Well, that's too bad.
He's like, I hope he doesn't die. He's like, he's already dead.
He's gonna, yeah. And then he goes, well, that can't be what he wanted. That's what he wanted.
That's exactly what he wanted.
The whole time. Well, that's weird.
What's the runtime on this movie? It's like, it's about to be over. Just gotta throw my badge into the water.
Yeah,
it's fed up with the system.
That's kind of a downer. That's why we're on me. Okay. I guess.
I don't get what's happening. It's like, I do completely.
Yeah. Okay, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess this clears up who the protagonist was. Yeah.
It's Bodhi.
Yeah. It was Gary. Minus all the way. I guess that most action set piece is pretty bad. It's really hard and expensive. Yeah, so that ending just seals it. I go, gosh darn it, you made me love you.
It's a great movie.
It's ridiculous.
It swings for the fences, and there's a lot wrong with it, and I love it, and I've watched it countless times. I watched it last night. I was like, I could stand to watch that again with like the commentary.
Yeah.
Like, it's a highly
I
enjoyable
love
movie.
to listen to the commentary.
Me too. Maybe I'll go home and do that.
And
can we just talk about like everything? Because like everything's cool in the movie. When he pulls up in his fucking Dodge Mustang supercharged, it was like 8 cars rolled into one to be the most dude car I've ever seen. And I'm like, you're a 25-year-old FBI agent. Why are you driving that car? Yeah.
That's what we get in Ohio. And then he gets out and runs
The
like
Bromobile.
And he gets out and has to run, and he goes. He just runs weird. Keanu Reeves runs weird.
bow-legged.
Oh, I guess
Legitimately.
so. I guess so.
A hardcore as bow-legged.
Okay.
What you're doing right now, that's offensive.
Okay.
Do it
Yeah.
again. Do it again. Do your little bow-legged run.
Oh.
It weirds me out whenever a guy whenever a guy runs with a gun tucked into his pants. I'm always I'm like, I know you're not trying to create tension right now.
Yeah.
But I'm very tense.
Yep.
Because you're gonna blow your penis.
This sounds dumb in the way the Fast and the Furious movies are dumb. I bet there's some DNA there.
Definite DNA there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That's what Fast and Furious is now. Is Point Break.
That's awesome.
With a $200 million budget. That's why they're so fun.
Yeah. I would legitimately
dumb as shit, and they know it.
I would be into watching that. The thing about this movie is like I keep kind of going like, do you know it? Do you? You're acting like you don't know it. You're acting like you're not.
It's straddling. It's trying a little bit for more, and it achieves it.
It does get those beautiful.
And then it's just wash in like dumb bro shit. But every once in a while, it actually ascends to like this mystical artistic level. Very briefly before, it's like, you know, in the Matrix Reloaded, when she takes the ship up above the dark clouds, and they see the sun, and Carrie Ann Moss goes, "It's beautiful," and then they go right back down. And you don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what it's like. Another Keanu Reeves. I'm gonna reference Keanu in reference to Keanu.
I feel like this is the moment in The Replacements where he lives on a boat. He lives on a boat in The Replacements, and he's a quarterback. Which I think
I've never seen that. But I worked in Blockbuster when that movie was out, and we had a whole wall of replacements.
Which the cover was so weirdly washed out, like or not washed out. They were just like, oh, cool, like faded out, blue and red. Isn't that crazy? And I was like, no, this doesn't fit this movie.
And I was like, that doesn't look like a typical Keanu movie. I don't like that.
It's fine.
I like my Keanu cropped short, you know, with like Speed, because I came to know Keanu through Speed. That's how I knew Keanu.
Oh yeah.
So I knew muscly Keanu before bro Keanu.
Keanu Reeves is the first person I ever heard go, "Fuck me." He said that a lot in that movie.
Which one?
Speed.
I guess he did.
And I was like,
he chewed gum like a motherfucker in that movie. It's great.
He goes, "I don't have a key." What? I don't have a key.
Okay, well, then you can just like go get a key.
Oh my gosh, that was perfect.
That was good.
That was really great. I was like, what are you doing? And then I go, oh. Hey, you just spend time, you okay? Then we can go home?
Then we go home, and then it'll be good.
Well, I have to warn you. I've heard that relationships based on intense experiences never work. And then she goes, okay, guess we'll just have to base it on sex then. And she like saves it.
He's like, okay.
And he goes, all right, yeah, I can plow. Yeah, I can plow.
You already plowed?
I'll treat you like
He's
Lori Petty.
I'm already in. Whoa.
Bro, I can plow.
I can plow.
Imagine that bank robbery butthole in IMAX.
Oh, that would be like a 30-foot butthole. They showed his asshole. It was a close-up of it. I was shocked. Like, all they had to do was tilt the camera a little bit more, so it was just, just like the crease of the cheek. But because it was like movement and they freeze framed, his cheeks were like open and you saw his asshole. Like, porno level asshole.
And then you saw Keanu's like
his bush.
There's nothing to call it.
It was extreme.
Point Break besides his brush. Turns up to the raid wearing sunglasses total Jeff move.
What's that? Yeah.
He's like, nickel and diamond me to death, bro. I replace the suspension every 3 months. Guys, a very important question. What was the point of the lotto subplot into Grandmother's House We Go?
I don't know what
that's.
Fuck you're talking about.
Is that song? Over the river and to the woods? Through the woods? Imagine that bank robbery butthole in my... Yeah. Guy runs with gun and pants. El Jefe. Did someone call explosive dick removal service? That's John Cena again.
I worry.
I love the way he says, fuck me. Something about the inflection. And I was like, fuck me. Oh, that's brilliant. And then, started saying it. I was like, fuck me. I started hearing people
When he says,
he introduced
what did
that.
he say at the end? He said, yeah.
That's the that one where I was like, what? Like I puzzled over it for a long time.
Yeah, me too.
Because they're on top of the spoiler.
Smarter than you.
Yeah. He goes, I'm smarter than you, Jack. I'm smarter than you. And then he holds him up.
But what's the line? Like, why does that correlate?
And he goes, and he holds him up, and then like the things, and he goes boom, and he goes, yeah. Well, I'm taller.
And everyone in the audience goes, huh.
Yeah. I went,
Well,
huh? And I go,
he's heroic.
because I was like, it's not as straight. He's seen a lot of movies. I was like, if you were taller, you would have just gotten your head knocked off earlier.
That's what I thought.
And then I go, and then maybe a full year later, I was like, oh, he's taller because Dennis Hopper doesn't have a head anymore.
Oh, is that what it is?
But Keanu Reeves is 6'2" and Dennis Hopper is 3'6".
Yeah, it doesn't work anyway.
He's shorter anyway. But it definitely is.
Well, I'm taller, and I have a head.
Yeah.
Like that's the level.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm alive. Like someone like the writer's room was like, not that they have a writer's room, but like the writer's room was like, well, I mean, clear, he can say, well, you lost your head, or don't go losing your head about it, or no, that's no way to get ahead.
You don't give great head. That would have been it.
This is the best Keanu Reeves impression I've maybe ever seen, and I am not kidding.
That's what the line should have been.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Yeah. Suck my dick.
That would have been great.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, suck my dick.
You go, wow.
All right.
That'd been great. That would have been
that taller line.
I feel like that would have been
And I'm taller.
I think it would have been a Bigelow move to stick that in there, because that's like a non sequitur that you're like, yeah.
Yeah. That would have been cool when he throws his badge.
Yeah, that joke. Yeah. Suck my
dick, FBI.
The joke was based on him just getting decapitated. Exactly. Dude, that line was great. It is, in retrospect, yeah, great. Now I'm picturing Dennis Hopper blowing Keanu Reeves. Thanks a lot. Fair. I guess we'll just have to base it on. Yeah. You're gonna be that headless dude from Sleepy Hollow. Yeah. Yeah, there are many, many things that he could have said that he didn't.
But I'm just saying that line, because it's like the last line of like the movie essentially before they wrap it all up. That line never would have flown these days. There's too many checks and balances with like big budget scripts. Because like back in the day, it's like you spent $500,000 on a movie script, and then you shot it. And that's what it was.
But yeah.
Like now it gets run through a system. Yeah. Like it's like we buy the script and then we're gonna massage it as we go, and you're gonna be on set, and we're gonna make sure that it's right.
Yeah.
I don't think they did that back.
This is the fix. That joke is okay.
Mm-hmm. It's not though. The fact that both of us questioned what that meant for a year.
This is how you fix it.
And I never figured it out. Yeah. So I questioned it till right this moment.
But the joke is fixed if you go, yeah, well now I'm taller.
Yeah.
All you need.
Yeah. It was probably another moment where we're just like, well, we're shooting on this moving train. He keeps missing now.
He keeps saying, do you want to get some head?
Taller.
He just thinks the head jokes are hilarious. Yeah, blow me. Well, that's good. Send Ichabod Crane my regards, you headless bitch. Oh, man. But seriously, one word fixes it.
Yeah. Well, now I'm taller.
Yeah, now I'm taller.
That would have fixed all of it. Because, like, I've talked to multiple people about this over my life.
Yeah, I know. It's a thing that never made sense.
Yeah.
But then someone overthought it and went, but Keanu Reeves is taller than he is anyway. So you don't need to say, so not now I'm taller. That doesn't make sense. And then someone goes, and then Jan de Bon goes, whatever, I don't speak English too well. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly how that played out.
Yeah, because
just fucking do it.
And Jan de Bon goes, if they're paying attention to that line instead of my beautiful cinematography and all the cool shit that's happening, then we're not going to get to make the greatest Twister movie of all time.
Speed 2, Cruise Control.
which he also directed.
I saw it in a dream. It's a boat.
It's a book. Yeah, I like the.
You know that Keanu read that. I mean, this is actually real. Keanu read that script, and he said no. And they're like, "That's okay.
Yeah,
We'll rewrite it."
look at Jason Patrick.
And then he didn't. And then I know this. They didn't rewrite it. They just left it as is and just changed like 3 lines of dialogue
Like his name
to address his name,
and then another name.
and then like a line of dialogue to say, "Sorry, it didn't work out with him," or because of extreme circumstances or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's it. They didn't change his character as written throughout the whole movie one iota.
Because that also because
Which-
Sandy Bullock came back. I like to call her
and it
Sandy.
makes perfect sense because if Keanu was playing that role, you would have inherent interest because you have a full movie behind it. So you don't, and they didn't.
I mean,
they didn't give any exposition or butter them up with romantic scenes or anything. They just go. And so Jason Patrick in that movie seems like a fucking psychotic because he has no meaningful relationship with her whatsoever.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's just
Willem Dafoe's the bad guy in that movie.
yeah, and he puts leeches all over his body.
Does he?
I owned that because I loved Speed 2 so much.
Wait, you mean Speed so much.
Or Speed so much.
I love Speed is great. It's like
it was
Die Hard and then Speed.
I had like 10 VHS movies till I was like 10 years old or whatever, or 15, and Speed was it, and then I had Speed 2 because I loved Speed so much, and I remember I watched it more than once because it was Speed 2, but I remember even at a young age being like, this is not good.
No,
this isn't good.
And it took me probably too long. I guess that's what it is. Speed is just too smart for me. It took me too long to get cruise control.
What do you mean?
To understand that pun.
What's the pun?
He's in control. They've taken control of a cruise. All right, man.
Once it started scratch, I heard the sound. I was like, that's good.
All right.
Okay. I mean, yeah. You're saying you didn't get that.
Yeah. Well,
I thought you were like, because like, I'm like, well, Tom Cruise is in it. Like, what is he? The fuck is he talking about?
Well, here's the deal. Because it's like, cruise control. And I just didn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Hold on. This is what it is I didn't like look for anything. I was like, Speed cruise control. Sure,
Yeah,
cruise
I can
control is the thing. Because I was like, cruise control is just like a driving thing. Fine, who gives a fuck? And then I was like,
they fried your brain so much that you were just sitting in the lobby looking at the Speed 2 like poster. You're like, Speed 2 taller.
Well, I just never thought about it because I was like, Speed 2. All right. Everyone. Cruise control is not a bad pun. It's a fine pun. Did you just say Speed is too smart for you? Yeah. Well, it was a joke, but I just never. It's just I never attributed any. I was like, I never looked for. I was just like cruise control, right? And then one day I was like, wait, cruise control, like that's like when you just put it in neutral. That's not going fast. And I was like, oh, because it's like control of a cruise. I never thought about it. If I had thought about it, I would have gotten it because I'm a smart person.
Wait, what are you saying?
Well, you cruise control. You get it. You know when you put your car in cruise control,
Yeah.
it just continues at the same speed.
Right.
But it's a double entendre
Yes.
because they take control of a cruise.
Yeah.
And I just never put any thought into it until I did.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's called cruise control. And I was like, that's just a dumb whatever. And then, like, one day I was like, wait, cruise control doesn't mean, like, going really fast. Why would they call it cruise control? Oh, it's a pun. Like, I just never thought about it.
Well, it's like, it's just, he's just in, I mean, that's, I've never given it this much thought.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
what I'm
was
saying.
just like, well, yeah, Willem Dafoe takes control of the ship. It's cruise control.
Yeah, but it's also cruise control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just never thought about I only thought I didn't think about it. It's like if you were like Die Harder, and then you realize someday that at one point that Die Harder meant something else. Like also.
Do you not know what that means?
Shut up.
Because it's, the first one's called Die Hard.
D Harder, yeah.
The second
All right,
one.
just stop
they
touching me when you do this. Yeah.
It means you died more hard.
Yeah. That is legitimately the stupidest.
How did that become the title?
I don't know, man.
Oh, is it from Speed
Because
2?
it was Jan. That's why.
Was
It
it?
was Jan de Bont, because he directed Die Harder.
No, Rennie Harlan did.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, he shot.
Oh,
He
really?
filmed.
I'll buy that.
He filmed the first two.
For $1, yeah.
We need to do a Rennie Harlan month.
No, we don't.
Here we go.
We need to do a Jan de Bont month.
Yeah. Wait.
Speed.
Twister.
Twister. And then we do Speed and Twister again.
We'll do a Jan de Bont Rennie Harlan month.
That's cool. Swedish blonde dudes.
Well, Jan de Bont is Dutch.
Whatever.
You're racist.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We could do Driven. Remember Driven?
Is that Rennie Harlan?
It's a Jan de Bont. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me
Does it have
see.
Dylan McDermott or Dermot Mulroney in it?
It's Stallone, actually.
No, yeah.
Hold on. I want to look up.
Because Rennie Harlan did Long Kiss Goodnight. Twist.
Oh, yeah, that's that one you won't shut up about. I need to watch that one.
So I'll shut up about it.
Oh, see, I mean, look, okay, this is what Rennie Harlan looks like.
But he used to have long hair.
He used to have long.
Oh, yeah, hold on. I guarantee you there's a comparison
I'm just
photo.
going to pull up a picture of Alexander Skarsgård and just be like, Skarsgård and be like, it's both. Skarsgård or Skarsgård? Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård. Peter Sarsgaard.
Yeah, that confused me for a long time. Jan de Bont. Because didn't Rennie Harlan do Deep Blue Sea?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, that movie's awesome.
Is it?
Oh, it's awesome. I've
there
seen
you
it
go.
many times.
So it's Deep Blue Sea, it's Die Harder, it's Long Kiss Goodnight, and it's Cutthroat Island.
Oh, that would be a fun month.
Have you seen it? Seen Cutthroat Island?
No, but that's the one that torpedoed United Earth,
Yes,
right?
but
Yeah.
it's also the best pirate movie that exists.
Oh, really? It's good?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's cool. It has some Frank Langella is an evil pirate in it.
Okay.
And he's awesome. And there's a lot of shit.
You went
blowing
from
up.
it's really cool to like, I gotta find one thing that's cool about
Well,
this.
here's the deal. It's like a pirate movie starring Matthew Modine and Gina Davis. And Gina Davis is the lead swashbuckler. It's cool. There's a cool explosion.
I
in it.
remember the cover.
Rennie Harlan
They
makes.
don't look anything like. I was wrong.
Rennie Harlan does some good explosions. He knows how to shoot explosions.
Oh, so my entire life, I thought Jan de Bont was like, I've seen Rennie Harlan before, and I thought that's what Jan de Bont looked like. Jan de Bont looks nothing like
Looks
what
like
I
Art
thought.
Garfunkel.
Yeah, he does.
Wait, what's the best pirate movie? Cutthroat Island. Because like I can't think of another one that's as good. Master and Commander is the best pirate movie, but it's not about pirates. It's about privateers.
Oh, Master.
Master and Commander, great.
We
Where
gotta
Peter
do
Weir,
that.
Peter
Peter
Weir,
Weir.
Peter Weir.
We gotta do that.
I was in the theater during the first run of the Die Hard 2 trailer, and everyone laughed out loud at the Die Harder subtitle. I love that.
Really?
That's really funny.
That's cool. Waterworld is actually a really good movie. It's not really a pirate, and not in the classic sense.
Waterworld is the best pirate movie. Die Hard. So like, let's just real quick, but the Die Hard like nomenclature makes the least sense of any.
Yeah,
naming
it's
system.
Die Hard, Die Hard
Harder.
2, Die Harder.
Die Hard with a vengeance. Live Free or Die Hard. A Good Day to Die Hard.
But Die Hard in and of itself doesn't
make
does that
any
mean?
sense.
Die Hard.
I mean,
Die
like, you're
real
hard to
good.
kill, but that's a movie.
Yeah, Hard to Kill makes, which
Yeah.
is what is that, Seagal? It sounds
Yeah.
Seagal-y.
I feel like it's Die Hard because like if McClane went down shooting, he would have had a boner when he.
Yeah, that's true. Die Hard, man.
Die Hardman.
Die Hardman.
D. Hardman. Pirates of Penzance is the second best pirate movie. Fair point. Han, what are you doing? Hans, what are you doing? I got a boner. Don't kill me.
That's a good job
Thanks.
playing.
Thanks. It's all I can do. It's the only part of.
You have to be exhaling the entire
Yeah.
time.
Come on, Holly. Holly. Oh, Argyle, I'm gonna fucking kill
Where
you.
you going?
Argyle.
Oh, Kyle.
You're pretty good dude. You're pretty good dude, Argyle. I don't know.
Wait,
Wait, what's Carl Winslow's name in that?
that's racist.
What? That's a character that actor
You're
played.
talking about Reginald Vell Johnson?
Yes, I'm talking about Reginald Vell Johnson. Yes.
Okay, well, Call him by his name.
Reginald Phil Johnson. What is his name in that movie?
Jan de Bont has only directed 5 movies.
What are the other ones?
He started with Speed, then
Rennie
he did
Harlin's directing The
Twister,
Order.
then he did Speed 2 Cruise Control, then he did The Haunting,
Oh,
and then he
weird.
did Lara Croft,
Oh,
Tomb Raider, The
okay.
Cradle of Life, which is the second Lara Croft movie. I thought he directed way fucking more movies than
Well,
that.
he was Verhoeven's like DP.
Yeah, I think he just probably went back to being a DP.
Yeah.
So Rennie Harlin,
And if you're a DP for Paul Verhoeven, you probably get to DB some DP. Eventually.
some Dutch DP.
I think it's gotten to that point, hasn't it? Die with an erection. That's what it means. Die with an erection.
Dude, he has directed 31 projects.
Rennie Harlin?
Yeah, so he has directed a
I'm going to name them
lot.
all. The order.
Hold on. Are you going in order?
No.
Okay.
The order. Right? Is it called The Order?
No.
Or The Covenant?
Yeah, but did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, it's called The
I
Covenant.
mean, I didn't see that movie. But The Covenant. Long Kiss Goodnight. Deep Blue Sea. I'm not going to get to 30. He's done 30 movies.
30 movies.
Oh, tracks. I forgot T period, R period, A period, X period.
Dude, I want to do Driven just because I've always wanted to see it because it looked terrible. Yeah, whatever.
All right. Hey, should we, guess what, bruh?
What, bro?
Next week, Strange Days.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I have a personal story about Strange Days that I'll disclose next time. I think I probably told you and told you guys, but I'll do it again.
We'll act like we hadn't heard.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, no
like you guys do all the time with this guy.
You've got like 6 stories.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. He is shown snorting coke earlier in the film. Oh, wait. Tell me if this theory about Die Hard holds water. In the film, Ellis is talking on the phone and the terrorists get him a can of coke. Is this because he actually asked for cocaine, and the foreign terrorists misunderstood? He's shown that. I mean, that's very possible.
Oh, that's funny. I never picked that up.
The Goonies and the Princess Bride are on the list of pirate films on Wikipedia. I guess Goonies is a pirate film. Not really.
it's not.
Princess Bride is not a pirate film.
No, they're not pirate movies.
He just
They
called
have
himself
pirates
Dread
in them,
Pirate.
or they have a pirate ship in them.
Yeah.
We all know what a pirate movie is.
The Covenant, yeah.
Pirates.
The Covenant is actually a pretty good movie, which genuinely surprised me when you saw it. Yeah, interesting. Hans Booby was my white lions. I'm your white knight. Mad Max is closer to pirate film than Princess Bride. Yeah, fair. All right. Strange Days. Next time we will we will be there at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, or I will say that, and we will stream at 11:30 p.m. the next day.
It's all up to this guy. He's been all over the map.
All over the map, guys. All over
I'm
the
here.
map.
I'm just sitting here waiting. Usually,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to work these gadgets, so I just sit here.
Well, I don't know how to work these guys.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons why we're running late usually.
I forgot.
Got to turn the genie.
What do I? Turn the check. Oh, man. Jeff's the guy who does this job. Who's Lobro? He must be the other guy. Oh, what is that? That's Die Hard, right? That's Die Hard.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for watching, dudes and dudettes. We'll see y'all next week.
Yep. For Strange
That's The
Days.
Departed.
Oh, The Departed. The Departed.
These fucking firefighters.
Rock and roll. All right. I'm just going to click end stream. Guys, I'll see you. I'll see you later. Lots of love. Sorry for, gosh darn it, what a crazy couple of weeks it's been. It may be crazy for another week. But sit, Ubu, sit. Thank you. Don't go. Oh, Missy, thanks for being amazing. You too. Oh, thank you for being amazing, Ducky. And most importantly, thank you for appreciating our amazingness. I don't know. Hey, lots of love, guys. Point Break. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go home and watch it again.
Step up from. See, I don't even know if it's
Yeah, it is an absolute step up for me.
for
Yeah.
night near dark.
Yeah.
I can't compare the two really, but
No.
in terms of
I think
sheer
it's a step
enjoyability,
over.
It's not even close.
Step over, and then in production value, obviously, it's up. I mean,
Yeah.
well, it's the colossal
fun.
achievement of this film.
It's so much fun. I will watch this. I'm gonna have to say that this is probably gonna be the one to beat in terms of like what we watched this month. Like I would watch this more often than Hurt Locker.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. Near Dark is borderline nonsensical. I mean, here's the other thing: the one person from Near Dark who fits into this movie is. Do you hear the night? Do you hear it? Like she'd be in.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Can you feel the night?
And then I'd love to throw Bill Paxton in this movie somewhere.
Oh yeah, he
could be Bodhi.
He could be.
He could be one of the
he couldn't
Bodhi
be Bodhi.
followers.
He could be Gary Busey.
He could be Busey.
He could do True Lies.
could also-
if he was True
He
Lies,
could be Johnny Utah in a way that made sense because you're like, oh yeah, that guy's a loose cannon, as opposed to this like buttoned up dude. What'd you say? True Lies guy?
I would want to see him as True Lies guy in Gary Busey's role.
Yeah. True Lies. Man, True Lies.
We're gonna have to do
True Lies Bill Paxton and True Lies Tom Arnold.
So good. You know, we should do a month where we take the least known movie from famous directors' filmographies and do them.
So like Francis Ford Coppola, we do like Captain EO.
Yeah.
That's not the least known. We do like the Rain People.
Yeah. But probably not even that one. Like there's a great one that he did with Matt Dillon. I think it's like a black and white motorcycle movie from like the 80s.
I've got one that has like Kevin Pollak in it.
I don't know. But like with Spielberg, you could do like Always or Empire of the Sun.
I mean, that was nominated for, but yeah, sure.
But no one fucking knows that. That movie is forgotten.
Yeah, always.
And that's one of his best movies, which is why it's so interesting. Like same with True Lies, like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of forgotten about, you know.
Yeah, True Lies is great. You have to shift your board like so, or else you jackknife. Pop up. There's a cut where Keanu Reeves it's like close on him, and then he pops up, and then it pops up to clearly a surfing double.
Mm-hmm.
It's wide, and I'm like, yep, you got me. It works.
It does work.
Yeah, it does work.
Like you can tell, but it still works.
I mean, like half the time, everything is so silhouetted
Yeah.
that like you're like, is that Keanu Reeves? Who knows? Who cares? Cool.
Yeah, there was a shitload of day for night in this.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
What
are you gonna film it in the middle of the night and not be able to say anything?
I'm gonna like it. I'm
No.
gonna be all right with it. Yeah. All right, guys. Lots and lots of love. Thank you so much. See you next week for Strange Days.
Strange days.
It's exciting.
It's so strange in here.
Later, guys.
Where you going?
Hold on. This is the Marcy
Right
Playground song.
here. Talking about those strange days all over town. Strange days.
Buddy, you gotta go down.
Why are you so strange
Hey, hey, not normal.
during the day?
That's really not normal. That's a good ending. All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Later.